and this is Salty Language episode
The
588.
sexiest podcast on all national platforms currently.
The biggest.
Biggest, the bestest.
It's huge.
Trust
Huge.
me, it's huge.
Yep. Yeah. I really wish we had like something to announce. Because I feel like then we could have been like the biggest announcement going tonight or something.
I do, Brian. I do have something to announce.
Oh, do you?
Zero sugar root beer. Woo!
Oh, it is a terrible thing to announce.
Doesn't actually taste that bad. No booze
it
November
says
going
0.
strong still, buddy.
All right. Well, we're halfway through.
All right.
So
I should probably hop on a scale and see if it's actually done anything, or if I'm just doing this for no reason.
yeah, it's funny. I almost texted you and be like, "Hey, you want to go up to Pavlov's? They got a couple new beer skis." And I was like, "Oh, probably shouldn't do that."
I saw that under socials. I was like, "Man, these sound interesting."
Yeah. That's why
In fact, I yelled it out to Michelle. I was
yeah.
like, "Hey, listen to this." I know she doesn't really care, but she humors me.
Right. Yeah, that's all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask for.
A mate,
Humors me when I get excited about like bizarro beer.
Yeah, or anything.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, just whatever weird shit you get interested in.
Yeah, it's like
Like, look at this sponge.
Well, it's like with the beer stuff, because I'm that guy. So at work, people are like, man, have you ever had Dragon's Milk? And I'm like, had it? I've been to the brewery. You don't pay attention to hat I wear all the time?
Yeah. You're like, had it? I've been doing it, using it as a colon cleanse for years.
Exactly. It's the only thing I put in my enema bag.
Yep, that's right. One for you, one for me. Probably a bad idea.
Probably a terrible idea.
Probably shouldn't share that way. Yeah.
It's just a good way to clean yourself out and feel good afterwards. Man.
Right.
It's like those foaming pipe snakes. So you can't use it flat.
Yeah.
It's got to be straight out the bottle.
I'm just picturing if enemas worked that way, it'd be oh man, that'd be awful. Because it would it would kind of back it, push it the wrong way.
Or Brian, would it be like those little scrubbing bubbles, but like the ones that have the worst job ever?
Oh man. Yeah. Like, finally we get to clean. Geez, we're in a keister again. Like, damn it. Like, we're never gonna live this down when we get back to the plant.
Those are the scrubbing bubbles. Are basically the ones that get dropped off by the van on the side of the highway, and they just pick up litter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Matching jumpsuits,
Yeah, it's the scrubbing bubbles equivalent of a chain gang.
Exactly.
Yeah. I bet they got great songs.
I hope so.
Probably not. Probably be really terrible.
Shitty songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
I guess, right?
Yeah.
No, Brian, it's
I think
it's 8:00 at night. This guy can't be having his caffeine, so I had to leave my Dr. Pepper in the fridge and go to the little A&W caffeine-free, baby. God, I'm old.
I guess. Yep. Getting excited over root beers.
I mean, I do like a root beer.
Yeah, I do too.
There's something refreshing about it.
Yeah.
Did you ever, when they were like all the rage, have one of those Our Father's root beers?
Yes.
I thought those things were hot garbage.
Yeah. Or not your father's. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were like that was just too sweet.
Yeah, it was like
and I don't mean that
syrup.
Yeah.
It's gross.
It's like, no thank you. Yep. Like, I would rather just take root beer and pour alcohol into it.
Yeah, a little bourbon float.
And drink that.
You know what would legit probably be delicious, and I might have to try it someday? Root beer with Baileys.
Oh, I'm sure it's great. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds crazy because it's a cream liqueur.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it'd be delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no culinary genius, but I've been around the block.
Yeah. The chopping block?
Yes. Actually, that's my one claim to fame. Never fired.
Yeah.
Quit for sure.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've never been fired either. Oh no, I take that back. I was fired from Best
Oh,
Buy. I was let go at the end of the
I
holiday
thought you were gonna say the
season.
WWE.
So yeah, no. Yes, they wish me well on my future endeavors. No, Best Buy were just assholes about it. Remember, they called me in. I was there for 5 minutes, and then they let me go.
Give me that blue shirt, you son of a bitch.
So my last check was for literally 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I cashed it just because I wanted to make sure that I got every cent from
That's
them.
almost one
I
you should
wasn't
have
gonna
like
let
framed,
keep.
you know?
Yeah, it was just I forgot how much it was. It was nothing
Yeah.
basically. But I was like, what this? Like I know legally they have to send it, but it was just like, what the fuck is the point? Like they wasted more. They should have just put it in a plain white envelope and just put like 35
You
cents in
tape
it.
the nickel to a letter.
Yeah, here's your final
There you go,
paycheck.
you piece of shit.
It would have probably cost them less, but whatever. So yeah, I forgot. Technically, I have been let go from a job. So
And see, I don't really consider that a firing in the vein of firing like I'm thinking. Like, okay, you were
yeah,
seasonal help, Christmas is over. Hey there, buddy. They
hmm
toss your hair. We don't
yeah,
need you anymore.
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Well, all it came down to with me was because I wouldn't sell those warranties.
Oh.
Their extended warranties, because like I worked in the home office department. They're the biggest waste of money on home office stuff.
Right.
Because most of that shit, if it goes sideways, you just buy another
Right.
one. It's not, I- you know, it wasn't worth it on most of the stuff. A computer, sure, because again, they had surge protection. That was the only
Just in
reason.
case you
But
dumped a
other than
can of
that, it's like,
surge on it. Because that was the
yeah,
time.
right, right. It's like, but do you really need an extended warranty on a printer or a headset? Or it's like, no, you really
A
don't.
clipboard.
It's just, yeah, it's like you're going to spend 40 or 50 bucks on this warranty or whatever, and it's like odds are you won't need it. And if you did, by the time the thing shits out on you, you probably could just pull 40 bucks out of your ass again and buy a new headset.
Well, if
I mean, not everybody
if you
can.
can get that 40 bucks away from those scrubbing bubbles.
Yeah, true. They are pretty greedy
Yeah,
little
they are.
bastards. Mm.
Hey, you work for,
But
scrubbing
yeah, that's
bubble
what it came
cigarettes
down
and,
to.
you'll be greedy too.
Yeah. But that's what it came down to basically was they looked and they were like I was like dead last in those, so I was one of the ones that got chopped, even though I worked um like we were only supposed to get 20 hours and I worked 40 hours every week that I worked for Best Buy for 3 months because I picked up any shift. And when they had extra shifts they would be like, hey Brian, do you want to like stay and unload the truck or blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah. So it's like, so even though I was, you know, like a model employee, they were like, well, you're not selling these warranties, so you
Yeah.
got to go, even though they kept two guys that were the laziest fuckers
But they
ever,
could sell warranties,
you
right?
know, but they
Yeah.
sold warranties. Yeah. And really, a lot of it came down to, I really, it's like I wasn't real familiar with PCs. So they put me on the Mac aisle. And at those times, Macs weren't the heat that they are
Right, right.
now. So, you know, I was one of the two guys there that knew anything about Macs, and those sold very rarely because they were, much like now, they were expensive. So we didn't sell a lot of them. I sold a few, and when I did, the warranty went with them, but that was about it. Other than that, I'm like, it's like in my head, I'm just like, I wouldn't want somebody trying to push a stupid warranty on me if I'm just trying to buy, a
Right.
joystick. You
I mean,
like I just can't sell shit like that. I
did I
just
ever tell
can't.
you when I almost worked for Safe Light Auto Glass? Did I ever tell you that story?
I think you did at one point because I think I made some comment about them, and then you were talking about it a little bit. It
It
wasn't
was
on the
like,
show though.
before they decided at my work, like, oh, we like our employees and we want to keep you guys here, so have some money. And I was like, boy, this
Right.
job stinks. I need to make more money. And I started looking around. And Safe Light's like, we'll pay you like
Mm.
20 bucks an hour. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I could go for that.
Yeah.
Call them, do the online interview or whatever. And then, like, towards, the end, it's like, oh, okay, well, I ask them, like, you guys do, like, overtime, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, well, our rates right now are summer hours. So you get a bonus until the end of, like, August. and then your pay drops.
Right.
But that in that like $20 an hour or more they offered was if you sell like windshield
Mm.
wipers and stuff like that.
Uh, you got to do
Yeah, and
the
I'm like, that's
upsell.
not my gimmick. Like, I don't even want.
Yeah.
I want to.
I have a hard time with that
Yeah,
unless it's, if it's something
right. If
they
they
need,
even then though, I'm
it's
like,
one thing.
I just want to show up and just put like glass in something and then leave. I don't want to be like,
Yeah.
hey sir, I noticed your windshield wipers aren't as good, a little streaky, or whatever. Like, no, I don't
Yeah.
care about that stuff. And then thank God
I'm just
my
picturing
current work was like,
pulling the
hey,
old,
oh, here's
like,
that position you got 6 months ago. You can do it now, and here's more money. I'm like, oh, okay, we're good now.
right. I'm just picturing like, the old, like on TV shows or whatever, when the cop pulls up and it's like, oh, you got a broken headlight. Like, no, I don't. And they hit it with the billy club. Like, man, these windshield wipers of yours really suck. You just snap it in
I'm
half.
cutting into it with my knife.
Yeah. Look how easy they
That
break.
shit's crazy.
Yeah. This door came right off. Like, you guys don't even do doors.
Yeah, that stuff like that annoys the shit out of me. The upsale.
Yeah, I had to do that. I had to do that at Best Buy too. Like if we sold a printer, we were supposed to sell a cable and paper and ink. But to me, that didn't bother me because that is literally shit that if you get home and you realize like those trial inks that come with the printers are used to. I don't know if they still
They're
do it
worth
that
too
way,
much
but
money now.
how they would give you a new, yeah, right, where it was like a quarter of a print cartridge. You could print like like once you were done setting your printer up and testing it, you
Yeah,
pretty
you
much
print
were
that test ping, and then you get the alert. Low
yeah,
ink.
that's it. Yeah.
Shit.
But in a lot of the a lot of them didn't
Which
come
always
with
blew my
cables
mind.
and shit. So I know, right? I'd always make sure I pointed that out to people. Be like, hey, just so you know, it
Yeah.
does not
Do you
come
have
with
a
this
printer
cable.
cable at home?
Of course.
No. Do you want to print
Right.
shit?
Yeah, because if you do, you're going to need one of these. And again, paper was one of those things that people forget about. I couldn't tell you how many times people would come back in and be like, yeah, I bought a printer and I forgot to get paper, because they assume it would come with it.
Some of
And a
them
lot of
do,
them did.
like
They come
50
with like
sheets or something.
a little sample
Yeah.
pack. Yeah. But now a lot of the places, like when you buy printers over the years, have given away, like a ream of paper or something like that. But yeah. And at Hollywood, we used to have to. Well, at Family Video, we had to upsell too because we always had to. Do you
Are
want
you guys
popcorn
interested
and,
in the internet?
candies? Yeah. Oh God, I forgot about the internet. I never pushed that. I never did. Not once. If people came in and asked about it, I would for sure tell them about it. But I never, ever, ever pushed
same.
it.
I didn't give a shit. Like if someone was
The
just
only
like,
thing
"Oh,
I
you guys are
really
internet
was-
service providers," it'd just be like,
Sure.
"Yeah, I guess we are." you know?
Yeah. It's what the sign
Yeah,
says.
no,
I don't know.
I assume it's
but-
trash.
Yeah. It's something thinking about back on that. They should have given all of us either a
They
discount or
should've,
free internet.
But they were money hungry.
So we would all
bastards.
use it. Yeah. Because by having the employees use it, then we could speak to the quality of it, which maybe that's the reason they didn't
Yeah.
want us talking about it.
I always kind of thought
I don't know
about
how-
that, but I wasn't making nearly enough money at Family Video to justify it. But I always thought I should just get the internet just to see what it's like. Just because,
Yeah.
that's just stuff. I like doing stuff like that. But, Family Video money.
Yeah, was great
Sure.
money. What are you talking about? The only time it was great is when I started there, because most places were still only paying like $5 an hour, and they were paying I think technically it was $7 an hour, but I hired in at like $7.50 or $7.75 because of having video store
Right.
experience. So at that time, it was decent money for what it was, especially.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
But then once you get into any sort of management, it's just not worth the money
Way
anymore.
too much responsibility. way too little money.
As a grunt, great job. Yeah, that's what I said. As a grunt, great job. Just running movies, doing dumb customer service, it was fine, But once you had to start running shit, ugh.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's only like $1 an hour bump in pay. It's not like you get a huge raise.
I kind of miss the video store days because I love movies, and I just like being around them and getting them for free every week and all that. But
licking the
there's
cases.
no, even if they still existed now, I'm like, there's no way. I got bills. I don't know what to tell you.
I considered it at
Yeah.
one point, like after we closed our shop and stuff. I thought about going back, and I went in the store, and there were still some people there that I didn't care for, and I'm like, well, I sure as hell don't want to work here, but I kind of do because the customers already know me, I know them,
Oh yeah.
that kind of stuff, and plus, it's in a good neighborhood, unlike a few of them, like that store only got robbed once and nobody was there. Like someone threw a rock through the window and stole some VCPs. That's
Right.
all they took. We inventoried everything else and that was it. And it was like, you should have taken new release movies. They were worth way more money. Those VCPs don't even record.
You-
But, whatever. They made off with like 3 VCPs. They broke our, so it cost Family Video more to get that
Oh
door
yeah.
replaced than those VCPs cost. Like it's like I wish you would have waited till we were open and then just stolen
Right.
them. You know. Well, I don't care, but I'm just glad it wasn't done at gunpoint while somebody was working.
Truth.
That was it. The only other time I know of was my mom and dad were up near that area, and there's a gas station right across Dean Road right there, and it got robbed. And apparently they had hit a convenience store down the road. They hit that place, and my mom and dad saw them in the parking lot of Family Video. And my dad called me, and whoever I was working with, her roommate was one of the cops up here, so she swung by, and like they ended up catching them, but it was like whoever they were saw the cop car and drove away. So it's possible we might have got hit that night,
By the
So it's just
the
by
country bumpkin bandits.
yeah, yeah. They for sure got caught though, because they were on camera, like real nice and clean at 2 places.
Cocaine's a crazy drug.
Yeah, I know, right? But so like I said, knock on wood, I was fortunate as far
Right.
as that goes. Was never had to deal with that. So I had people just straight out steal from the stores I was in, like grab shit and just
100%.
run
Yeah.
out. But never, thank God, never at gunpoint or something like that. And I mean, if they just ran out, I'm just like whatever,
Not
like
my
I'm not
problem.
chasing you. Nope. I'll go pull the camera to make sure that tape doesn't get taped back over, so I can turn it over to the police when we file the report. But that's it.
Yep.
I'm not taking any
Yeah,
chances.
bye.
Not for a few videotapes. Yeah, exactly. Have a nice day.
Yeah, right.
See you next time.
Rewind those shits.
But yeah, right. Those were my favorites. I always loved at the video stores the people that would come. I just remember at Family Video, the dude walking up with the VCP in a stack of movies, and I'm like, bruh, that don't record. And he was like, it doesn't. And I was like, no. And immediately he turned around and just put everything back.
What a turd.
Because I remember at Hollywood we had VCRs, and people would do that. They'd come in, buy a pack of blank tapes. Here's the hot movies, whatever came out this week, and a VCR.
I mean, to be fair, if you
Like,
hook it up right,
didn't even try
you
to hide.
should be able to play the movie into VCP and then record it on your VCR.
Yes. Well, that was the problem, though. Was I guess I don't know, for whatever reason the dude
Maybe he
must
just
not
wasn't
have.
big brained.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because you're right. That's exactly the move. That was the
Yeah.
strategy for it. Yeah. That's why Sony used to. I don't know if you remember, like with the PlayStation, Sony had it to where it would block any other device if you had them hooked up at the same time. Like either the PlayStation wouldn't work
Oh,
or
I never
your
knew
VCR
that.
wouldn't. Like,
Huh.
yeah, they had a block in place so that you literally couldn't put a DVD into their system and then just record on something else.
I feel like there's still a way around it.
Because
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. But they were at least trying to make it as hard as possible, Jerks. No. What I thought was funny was in all my years at work in the video stores, no employee ever was pulling that move
That you know of.
that I'm aware of.
I mean, a
Yeah,
smart thief
but
doesn't
nobody.
talk about it.
No, but I never saw any employees taking VCPs out.
mean,
Like stuff. So, I mean, they might have 2 VCRs at home or something like that, but it was just interesting how, like, you never saw employees buying blank tapes or any of that kind of stuff. It's
I,
just interesting because it seems like something
I'm
that
just
employers
saying,
would
like,
do.
if I'm at a video store and my whole gimmick is I'm going to copy these and sell them for way cheap on the side,
Oh no, I don't even
or
mean
just
selling
copy
them.
them for
I just mean
myself,
doing it for
even.
themselves. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not buying my blank tapes at work. I'm not going to shit where I eat. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But I agree, but I feel like you're giving the employees too much
That's
credit
true. That's true.
because I got a lot of people fired for really dumb shit.
I mean, boxes of rocks
So
was a
I
lot of people that where I worked with.
yeah, that's
Still
why I
work
was like,
with, to
I
be
don't know,
honest.
man. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, it was, you know, I am surprised it wasn't more like rampant because, you really have access to basically free
Right.
movies. But I guess a lot of it, maybe it's just like, well, while I work here, I get free
I mean, that's how
movies.
I felt it about it.
So if I want to watch it, if I want to watch
Right.
it, I'll just rent it.
Or put it in
Yeah.
its store.
Or eventually just, yeah, or put it
Yeah.
in the store. You're right. I did
Hell
that
yeah.
quite a
Hell
bit.
yeah, brother.
Yeah. Or just special order, whatever it is you want. Or, maybe all of a sudden one of them on the shelf becomes available
Yeah,
for
shit's
sale. And,
crazy. $7.95? What?
and you buy,
Who knew?
like when you get a copy of Perfect Dark for
Who
7.95.
knew?
Yeah. Back when you couldn't touch it online for less than $60. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Stuff like that.
Hell
Good
yeah.
times. Good times. So, dude, so this week, for anyone watching, you may notice my mustache situation is not as
I thought you were
luxurious as
trimming
it
back for
normally is.
Thanksgiving, Brian.
No, because you look at the rest of it and it's
I mean, you
all
could have
still
whacked the whole thing off and
there.
had that like straight up pilgrim beard.
I was pretty close because what happened was the other day I'm like, man, mustache is
You'll
getting a
have
little
that.
squirrely. It's time to take it
Yeah.
back a little bit. So I put the guard on my clippers and set it to what I normally do and just and I'm like, man, this thing's making all sorts of ruckus. And I stop and I look and half my mustache is like completely gone except for stubble. And I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, well, don't have any choice here. You got to finish it off.
Finish him.
So for the rest of it, now it's been a few days and I still have like just tiny stubble. It's going to take forever probably for it to grow back because I don't grow hair real
Right.
fast there. So,
Whoops.
so what happened was the trimmers I have a dial on them, like a 1 through 9 or something, or 1 through 10
Right.
dial for,
Yeah, yeah.
length, right? Well, when you spin it, it pushes the guard up or
Right.
down basically. Well, apparently that decided to quit working.
Oh.
So even though I had it set at like 5, what I was actually getting was about
That's
a 1.
exciting.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm glad I started with my mustache and
Yeah,
not my
that's true.
beard, to where if I had just been, oh, I'll just, I'm like, oh boy.
Like, I'll be like, holy shit, Brian has a
Old
goatee
Fred.
again?
Yeah, that's exactly what would have happened too. I would just went back to that or whatever. And I just have been too lazy I need to, until it grows back in, I should probably like shorten up the beard because it really does feel and kind of look like I've got some Amish
you'd
thing
be
going
all right.
on. So, well, I don't want people to invite me to burn
You don't have to
raisins,
just if you go to you don't have to raise the barn and just eat the Amish goodies. You know?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Good call.
Just
Yeah.
hold the clipboard and just point with a pencil.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I can't use a pen.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's gotta
too
be
fancy.
one of those like weird like rectangle pencils too. Yeah.
Like the carpenter pencils. Yeah.
I would say like the
For
ones
sure.
you get at Home Depot, but I bought pencils at Home Depot and they were just pencils. And legit, the only reason I bought the pencils is because it came with a pencil sharpener and it goes into a drill. I'm like, well, that's cool. I kind of want that.
That's so weird because on like job sites, the way you sharpen those pencils is just with like a razor knife, some knife of some sort.
Well,
You just,
now I can go
similar to like doing charcoal.
and it's sharp.
Shit, man. That's way too
pretty
fancy,
sweet.
man. Jeez. I was going to say, I've seen all sorts of, TV shows on HGTV and, the carpenters always just take a utility knife or some knife and, or a hatchet or something and, shave the pencil down.
Yeah, I bought it when I was building Michelle's. I don't know if you've ever. Good Lord, this root beer. I don't know if you've ever been in her studio, but she's got pegboards. So yeah, so I
yes, I've seen.
Fair enough. When I was putting those together, I was like, shit, I just need some like carpenter pencils for the garage for when I'm out here fucking around, Went to Home Depot, and that's when I saw, well, the carpenter pencils. I'm like, here's exactly what I'm looking for. And right next to it, there was this plastic tube full of wood pencils with a drill capable pencil sharpener. I'm like, well, obviously I'm getting that.
Yeah,
Plus,
of
I mean, it's
course,
good to
right?
have pencils
The only way,
anyway. You know?
yeah, the only way you wouldn't have gotten that is if there was something next to it that said tactical
Oh
pencil, because you
fuck
would have bought
yeah!
that
They
instead.
they go in like a little
Yeah,
like holster, like
yeah,
Danny Trejo and Desperado, but just pencils. Yeah,
yeah, basically. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
be great. Good,
that would have been
great,
very weird.
grand. Yeah.
Yeah. But man, it's really it's been very weird. Like, how it is, like, after you eat and stuff, you got to get up in there and make sure you don't have
Oh yeah,
leavings
yeah,
in your
for sure.
mustache and whatnot. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's not really much there to, there's no cornfield for
Yeah,
it
you just
to
harvested,
hide
dude.
in.
That's all you did.
So
It was the harvest.
what was really funny is with it being like even shorter than it is now, was like how much you can really see the salt and pepper then. Like when it was all full grown out, I had like white hairs in it here and there, but when you take it all the way down like that, I'm like, oh wow, there's a lot of white in here that I
Well,
didn't see before. So I'm curious as it grows back. I'm curious if it grows
that'd be
back
interesting, wouldn't it?
similar, or if it you know if it
Got a
changes
fucking
at all.
Reed Richards
So I remember
mustache.
like, yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's
Plus that cool
the
breeze,
worst part has been like,
that upper lip breeze.
yes, it is really weird
If you
how
know, you know.
how different everything feels.
Yeah.
hmm Or just like I just did, like where you take your bottom lip and kind of go over the top lip a little bit, and you're like, oh wow, there's
Yeah.
just stubble
Flesh.
there. There's no. Dude, I was trying to think of the last time I didn't have a mustache of any kind, and man, I think it was back when we had our
Probably
shop.
like third grade.
Yeah, yeah, third grade, yeah. Because I think I grew my mustache around that time or just after that, and I've
Just rocked it
not,
ever since.
I've trimmed it back a few times. Yeah, so it's like, damn, it feels very strange. I hate it
Yeah,
a lot.
I get it.
Yeah, yeah. I feel so naked. I feel like I need to go get a false mustache and just wear it for a
Get some
while.
of those Groucho glasses. It's got a mustache installed. It's
Yeah,
a good
you're
look.
right.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. I'll just like, do you remember when Kurt Angle got his head shaved in WWE and he wore that wig with like the strap under the chin strap
I
on it?
don't remember that.
Oh my god,
Now
that
I'm
was
gonna
so
look it up.
hilarious. He would come out. He would come out and I mean, he was great. He sold it as though he was like super upset when someone would find out he was bald or whatever. And he shaved his head after a match because he was losing his hair at a
Oh, he had like
rapid
a
pace.
wrestling helmet
You know,
on. Okay.
yeah. So in wrestling, the way the thinking has always been, if you're gonna shave your head, make some money off of it, which means a hair versus hair match or something
Right.
to that effect. I can't remember who it was against. Was it Jericho or something like that? Or maybe it was a hair versus mask match with Mysterio. I don't remember, but
Wow. He really
or
looked like a
Edge or something.
turd.
Oh, he did, but he sold it like $1 million. Like, he was so great with the whole gimmick, and yeah, it was ridiculous though. But that's what I need. I just need like a mustache. It's got like a string that
Hell
goes around
yeah.
the back,
Like a cardboard mustache.
So it's very obvious that it's not real.
Well, we'll just get because they were
Or I
selling them
need like,
this year at Spirit Halloween. They had some of the old school costumes like we used to use as kids. It was like the vinyl suit and the plastic mask that would cut in your face
oh
and
yeah,
you'd sweat and shit.
yeah, those are great.
If we could
Love
find a
those. Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter mask and we just cut everything away except the mustache.
that seems
And the
like a lot
chin,
of
I
work
mean,
for just
why
the
not?
mustache.
Got to have that
We'll leave
glorious
that. Sure,
chin.
we'll just cut a. Yeah, I'll just cut the mouth hole out a
Yeah.
little bigger. That'll be a
Hell
good look for
yeah.
him. Maybe I'll. Sergeant Slaughter follows us on Twitter, so maybe I'll hit him up and
Wait,
see if he can
does
send
he?
me one. He
Oh,
follows
okay.
everybody.
I was like,
Like,
what?
if you mention him, I don't even, on one of our shows at some point we mentioned him, and I think in the show notes I actually put his Twitter handle, and he followed us
hell
after
yeah.
that because he pretty much follows everybody. Yeah, which it's like, even though I see he follows everybody, it's still one of those, like, it was cool because of the little kid
Oh,
in
for
me,
sure.
remembering the GI Joe Sergeant Slaughter and all that stuff. So yeah,
I mean, Sergeant Slaughter is
but boy, I'll tell
canon
you,
in
the only
GI Joe,
downside.
which is great.
Yep. The only downside is he retweets like everybody who mentions him, which can get pretty annoying. So you have to turn off the
I
retweets
gotta
on
Cobra
Sarge.
clutch that button.
Yeah, but he does post some cool stuff. Like people ask him questions about like old matches and shit, and he'll sometimes he posts,
Like,
you
remember
know,
that time you were a commie
not
traitor?
stories. Yeah, yeah, not Kami. He was a
Oh,
Rocky
that's what it was.
sympathizer.
That's right.
Yeah, with was it Colonel Mustafa?
That's
I believe it was.
something terrible.
Was his? Yeah, I mean, he kind of had to do that because he was
Colonel
going against Hulk
stereotype.
Hogan, you know. And Hulk
He's a real
Hogan's, you know,
American.
he's a real
Yeah.
American, exactly. So, you know, there's no better way to get heat in pro wrestling than to be a foreigner either.
Absolutely.
Apparently,
I was about to
even
say,
now,
even today's standards.
yeah. Like if you just really play it up, that you know, like the was it on Futurama when Bender's a robot? I can't remember the character's name. This robot comes out and he's basically like, "I'm a foreigner. I have different like values than you," and it, boo, you know, and the crowd's just, and that's really all it is. You come out, wave a flag that isn't, you know, the red, white, and blue, and everybody freaks out, and the
Yeah,
audiences. Well, if you're in America, obviously, you know, if it doesn't work as well if
no,
you're,
no,
you know, in Germany or something or
no. You
England.
definitely got to pick your place.
Yeah, yeah. But it's so dumb that
I
that
know,
still
right? It's
works.
crazy.
I hate so much that it still works, but it still works, you know. Like right now, if they put a Russian dude
Oh
out
yeah.
there, you know, people would boo, you know, it's just it's you know, yeah, it doesn't even matter. It could also be countries we're friendly with. Like, you know, like, "Hi, I'm Jacques whatever French, blah blah blah," and people boo, you know, like
Well, because
boy.
they're not American.
Yep, that's right. It's gotten better overall because there are guys now and women from all over the world now, you know, in wrestling. But if they really push the you know the stereotype, then the crowd immediately falls right back into that hatred mode, which is
I
it's
mean, that's
something,
they're just
you know.
channeling old time wrestling. It's like the ghost of
It
old
is.
time wrestling is still in the building. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yep. Good to know that bigotry
it's
still can be
alive
pulled
and
out whenever
well.
you need it. You know? Yeah, just lying dormant.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Man,
I
I'll
tell
tell you
you
what.
what, there.
Tell
Can
you
you believe
what,
it
yep.
fucking snowed?
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago. It was
Last
76.
Friday, I was
Uh,
outside on my patio, just in my jeans and a t-shirt, putting my patio shit away.
right.
It snowed the next
Yeah.
fucking day. God, I hate this area.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in fairness, it is the 15th of November when we, you know, really got our first taste of
Well, that's
cold,
because,
you know.
climate change is a lie. Okay. Our seasons are
That's
changing.
it's yeah,
Our winters go
right.
later into the year now, which I kind of like. Like,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Halloween being mild. That's cool.
Yeah. But man, then there was that shit like in Florida where they, you know, first of all, you have a late hurricane, which
Yeah.
sucks. And then right behind the fucking hurricane was this cold front coming through. Like they showed parts of Florida, like down near the tip of Florida, it was like 80 some degrees, and up in the panhandle was like
Yeah.
37.
Shit's crazy.
You know, I was like, that's insane. And that's because you had that warmth of the hurricane, and on the other side, that cold front from
That's
Canada pushing
Canada.
in, you know, and because of the two, you had like tornado warnings
Oh, hell yeah.
and stuff in a lot of those areas. You know, it's like, man, what a mess.
Y'all better get used to this shit.
That's why I
Maybe
don't
living
live in
in the
Florida.
Midwest is the way to go.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. It's like, you know, when you really take a step back and you look at it, it's like, you know, it's not as bad
It's
as it
true.
could be. Like, we're in a decent pocket for
Yes.
now,
Currently.
you know, until like, you know, yeah. So it's tough to complain. Like I said, it's tough to complain when really I didn't have to pull out my anything past just a hoodie until the middle of
Yeah,
November.
I mean,
I wore my winter coat for the first time yesterday because I went to the
there's
store.
a dude at work. We're in the same row of lockers, and like when it first started getting kind of chilly out, and it was like 40 in the morning. I just put on my
Yeah.
hat, and that's it. And everyone's like wearing
Yeah.
hoodies and coats, and
Mhm.
he's like, look at this guy, no coat. And I'm like, dude, I don't need a coat. I got my hat, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
Monday I went in wearing like I've got a like an insulated flannel, and I
Yeah.
go in wearing that, and he's like, holy shit, it must be getting cold out. Tony's got his coat. And it's like accurate because everyone every morning everyone bundles up, and I just walked in with a shirt and a hat, because
Yeah. That's a surefire way to find out up here if it's real cold or not. It's like, oh shit, Brian's wearing a
yeah,
winter
there you
coat.
go, exactly.
'Cause I will wear a hoodie as long as possible, and finally you hit that point where I was out with my brother, I forgot what day it was, and I started the day with, t-shirt and jeans. After a couple hours, I was like, it's getting a little brisk, but I'm still okay. Then about an hour later, I'm like, yeah, I need to put a hoodie on because it's like the wind's picking up and it's getting cold. And then I looked, I'm like, oh, it was 60 when I left the house, and it's about 45 now. So I was like, that explains why and again, the wind was really starting to,
Whip.
whip around. So yeah, it was less fun by the end of the end
Yes,
of the night.
I just couldn't believe the next morning though. It's like
Yeah.
Leah came by because they've got a slow leak in one of the tires. So hey, can you help
Yeah.
me fill up my tire? Yeah, whatever. So I
Flexio,
know,
baby.
yeah, for sure,
Woo.
right? And then it's like, which I got
Yeah.
another Leah story actually about their tire too. But yeah, we go outside and it was like, what? When Leah was like, what is it? Is that rain? I'm like, no, it's the beginning of snow. And then later in the day, it really came down
Yeah.
good.
This is
Couldn't
bullshit.
believe it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so my
Yeah. Nothing really seems to
no, nothing
stick,
stuck because
but
I mean it was 70 the day before.
yeah. No, I was
Oh
meaning like
yeah,
today, like when it,
no, I think the ground's still a little too
like our
warm for
porch
that.
is wet. Yeah, our porch is wet,
Yeah,
but it's not covered. Like, it's like, the biggest scare now would be that it'll
but right.
freeze, you know, and it'll just be a sheet
Hell
of
yeah,
ice
now we're
out there.
talking. Let's make it exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Leah called me today. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning. My phone's ringing at work. Look, it's Leah. I'm like, Jesus. So I scram out of where I'm at so I can, but of course, by the time I get there, miss the call. Call them back.
Right.
And then Leah answers, oh, I didn't expect you to answer your phone. I'm like, well, I'm at work and you're calling. Is everything okay? Because no one calls me.
Yeah. Right.
And Leah's just like,
Yeah.
oh, well, my car's kind of being a dick, and I just wanted to tell you about it, but I thought I'd leave you a voicemail. It's like,
Oh,
well, I think they were driving at the time because
oh yeah.
apparently overslept because couldn't sleep the night before, going to school super late in the day. Good job, Leah. But it's like, don't.
Yeah. Well, at least they went to school. I would have been like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I'm
same.
staying
I
home.
would have been like, yep, fuck this.
Yeah. Yeah. I already missed
Then
half
what's
the
the
day. There's
point?
no point.
But yeah, I just was like,
Mm.
please just text me in the future because if someone,
Or at least hit you with a text that says
yeah,
everything's okay. Something like that. So at least you can go, oh,
yeah,
okay.
because honestly, like one of my kids calls me in the middle of the day when they know I'm at work. I assume the worst.
Well, and
Yeah,
rightfully so, right? Like, yes, the um woman that lives down the street here that my mom was friends with, her grandmother, like she came over, yeah, yesterday at like, she was knocking on the door at like 10 in the morning or 10:30, something like that. And I'm like, who the fuck is here at this time? Like, I mean, I know that's not horribly early, but also it's like everyone knows I don't get up early, and my mom usually doesn't really get up early either. So I'm like, who the fuck's at the door? And I answer the door, and I'm like, and the first thing I'm thinking is like, who the fuck is this? Because I
not
didn't
interested, Mormon
recognize her at
weirdo.
first. Yeah, it's like, I've got enough, Jesus, go away. But And then when I was like, oh, I couldn't think of her name. I asked her for a name, and she's like, oh, and she names her grandmother, daughter, and I'm like, that doesn't help me, you know. But I woke my mom up, or my mom was already awake. She heard it, but so I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
whatever
go
face
deal with
is here
this.
to talk to you, and yeah. It turns out like my mom knows that family from a long time ago because my one aunt was married to someone from their family. It was like her first husband or second husband. I don't remember. Anyway, long time ago, like before I was born, type
Many
long
moons
time
ago.
ago. Yeah, and apparently this girl, like her aunt just passed away or something, and she didn't want my mom to like hear about it on Facebook or
That
whatever,
is
which I
way better,
appreciate.
you know.
Yeah, but I was still like, who wakes me from my
Yeah,
slumber?
exactly.
Like I'm a fucking dragon, you know?
Touch nothing but the lamp. What?
Yeah,
Nothing.
right. It was about the way it was too, So my mom woke me up and she's like, "Someone's in the door." And in my head, I'm like, "Dang
I mean,
it,"
I don't blame you.
But I'm like, oh wait, I forgot. I'm the man of the house. I'm supposed to go put myself
Hell
out there to
yeah.
get shot.
Operation Human Shield. We learned that from South Park the movie.
Yeah, yeah. But I was like, okay, I was like, trying to, because I was in one of those like weird dreams. Because the night before, like I had a bunch, like 3 or 4 of those really weird
Right.
dreams. So and when I wake up from those, I've got to kind of ground myself, like realize where I'm at and at what's going on, kind of thing. And so I'm kind of disoriented at that point. So it's kind of like when you're real drunk and someone's trying to wake you up.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
you know, where you're just like, oh, what, huh? And they're trying to logic with you, and you're just like, wait,
Brain not function.
yeah, brain
Yeah.
no work good. Come back later.
Please just check back later.
Only touch lamp. Yeah.
So I had a nice little fun experience yesterday, Brian. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we didn't record Monday because once again this guy right here had shit to do after work. So
Yeah,
got the potential of having yet another hernia, which is awesome. Big time, big time fun.
Nice. Well, I appreciate that you're trying to collect them.
I mean, I already got one. I had one on the right. I might as well get a matching scar on the left.
Yeah, that's
I like balance.
That makes sense to me.
But
right.
So I had.
It's gonna ruin your sexy butterfly tattoo over there, though.
I know, right? I was telling them to watch the artwork.
Yeah. Can you go in the back?
But watch that artwork too.
But watch that artwork too, yeah.
But I had to go get my ultrasound yesterday so they could take a look-see. I know, right?
That's fun.
And I was shocked because when I called to schedule it, they're like, how's Monday? And I'm thinking like, get off work at 4:30. Odds are it's not going to be great. And I'm like, well, what time? They're like, 6. I'm like, what? Yeah, of course I'll take that,
Yeah. When I had to have an ultrasound on my kidneys, they were like, I had to go in at like 2:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
That wasn't by my choice. That was what they had open.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It was weird.
Yeah, that's insane.
I had to go in like the emergency entrance and then go. Yeah, it was very strange.
Yeah, so I'm waiting in the waiting room. I heard Anthony, and I'm like, yeah. And there's this like little old lady. She's like, oh, hi, I'm such and such. I'm going to be doing your ultrasound. I'm just like, okay.
Of course you are.
Like I remember the first time I had it, it was like young college students. I was like, looked like a movie set.
That's what I had. That's what I had when I had mine done. I'm like, if I was more ripped or whatever, I feel like this is the beginning of a sexy movie.
Scentsy, it smells delicious.
Scentsy.
What is that, vanilla?
Yeah, right. Yeah, oh great, now I have a migraine.
So I'm like, oh, okay. We get in the room and she's like, okay, so what I need you to do is I'm going to need you to undress, but I'm going to give you some privacy. She's just like, you just got to pull your pants down just enough. I'm like, okay. She's like, I got 2 towels for you.
Just enough to you means ankles.
Yeah, they're hanging on the wall. Like, you guys got stirrups?
Yeah.
Was she?
She's like, I do, but it's for when I ride you. Like, whoa.
Ah, Jesus, that's terrifying.
So this movie took a weird
Took a
turn.
real weird turn.
But go on.
But she's like, I got this sheet and I got these 2 towels for you. She's like, I need you to lay your testicles on one towel and then lay the other towel over your penis. So all I see is your testicles. And then she's like, then you can cover up the sheet. And I'm like, okay.
This seems like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. But so, you know,
like I feel like it's just like, fuck it, lady. You can just see it all.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But so, you know,
we talked about that last week.
We get everything set up.
Right.
And I get the knock at the door, and she comes in, and then she's like, "All right, are you ready?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "All right, can you pull the sheet down a little bit?" And she's like, "Oh, there you are. This is great." It's just like, yeah, this is terrific. And she starts just talking about her grandkids and, oh, I really love working nights because I can watch my grandkids during the day. And granted, one thing I will say, the last time I had it done, the lube they put on the ultrasound machine was freezing cold. This was like warm.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Yeah, I was I was just like waiting for impact. And I was just kind of like, oh, you know.
Because otherwise you're going to have a Costanza moment, you know.
Yeah, right. No one needs that.
It was cold. I was in the pool.
Actually, that might be why because, you know, the retraction.
Yeah.
That might be why they use warm. Never thought about that.
It could be. There may be a good reason. I mean, I assume if nothing else, it's for comfort because the cold kind of sucks. Because when I had my kidneys ultrasounded or whatever, it was cold. And when they used to do ultrasound therapy on my knee at physical therapy, it was always cold. So maybe I just had jerks.
Like, give this guy the cold shit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this lady was holding it in her
hands
for a few minutes
very
before she slept. Yeah.
But you know, she's
like
just
a
making
nice warm apple pie for grandma.
She's just making dopey small talk, right? And then, you know, because I've been in ultrasound areas before, especially with the kids. You know, I hear the wow, 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 wow. That's the heartbeat. She's like, "Oh, I'm just checking the blood flow. You got really good blood flow." Then she goes, "Looks like you're gonna have twins." I'm like, "Gee." Like, she's hitting me with fucking ultrasound jokes now.
She's hitting you with dad jokes,
right?
Man.
She just laughs.
Killing you.
But like,
and the thing is, she's probably done that joke.
Yeah, like
9 million times.
She's like the Kevin Meaney of the ultrasound techs. Yeah. Just the same fucking routine every time.
Yep. Oh, that's funny.
But like we were talking about, you know, when I was regaling you with my tales of my doctor's appointment. It's so weird to meet somebody and 5 minutes later they're just like groping your balls. It's very bizarre. Yeah.
Welcome to Tinder, Tony.
You mean Grindr?
Grindr. Oh, I mean, hey, whatever. No reason to limit your options.
Yeah. So.
Oh wow. Cheeto says the last time they did his ball ultrasound, the last lady that did his ultrasound went to school with him.
Well, that would be even stranger.
Yeah. She's like, I always wondered. No.
Well, yeah, that's good times at the ultrasound tech.
Man, that is a good time. That's way more fun than I had. I mean, I got a flu shot yesterday, but that was pretty much roll your sleeve up, and you know, in the being cool, like sleeve rolling guy that I am, the sleeve slipped out of my hand and I punched myself in the face.
Let's just get yourself psyched up for the shot.
I'm already looking dopey with no mustache, and then this happens, you know. At least I didn't give myself a fat lip too. That would have been hilarious.
I think here's what I think we need to do anytime we're like getting flu shots or whatever, is we need to go get like terrible temporary tattoos. And then you just roll it up, and there's just this awful thing.
That would be funny.
Like Calvin pissing on vaccines or something.
Right, yeah. Vaccine spelled wrong.
Of course.
You know?
As is tradition.
Yeah. Like BACKSEEN.
Oh, man.
That would would be pretty good. I actually kind of like that. I'm just glad that last year when I got my flu shot, I think they forgot about me because I sat in a room for a long time, and then finally I kind of poked my head out, and there was someone walking by. I'm like, "Excuse me." I was like, "Can you see if the nurse is coming back?" like, I'm supposed to be getting a flu shot, and she never came back. And it's been like 20 minutes.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Uh,
Wow. He Cheeto also says when he went for radiation, one of the nurses said, "Hey, you work at that restaurant."
wow. Local
Yeah.
legend.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's what happens when you know
It's
everybody,
true.
Cheeto. Like, you got to move to a bigger
Yeah,
city, my
exactly.
friend.
Like, I'm not even sure I was born in the
You can't.
same, like, timeline as the lady. I mean, this lady was old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
That's fair. Yeah. Gee, throw a towel at
I
you
mean,
afterwards
that's
to clean
basically what
yourself
it
up.
looks like. Oh, you just got to clean up all that. Whatever it is, lube, I'll call it. And then
Yeah.
she just left the room with me, just, balls out, all by myself.
Now, what you needed to do, if you want to take command of that situation, you need to look at her and ask if she has a to-go cup. And just start screaming it into a
Like,
cup.
this stuff's amazing. I don't know how you kept it that warm.
I don't want to waste that.
I'm going to use this shit later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thinking of you,
Yeah.
Carol.
Yeah.
Probably beats you to death.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. That's why she likes working nights. It's easier to sneak a body into the
It's
morgue.
true. The fuck is that noise?
I assume you were at the hospital, but I don't know. I don't know if your doctor's office does that stuff there, if that was a hospital maneuver.
Why am I hearing fireworks
right there?
going off?
Because it's the 15th of November. Duh.
Like a lot of fireworks. What the fuck's happening in Toledo?
Right.
Or is it just a shootout?
Is Michelle listening to Katy Perry?
I mean, maybe. Wait, are the Walleye playing tonight? And did they win? Maybe.
Not this early. It's 8:50. Game wouldn't start till 7 or 7:30.
No idea what that could be for. That's so weird.
I don't know. Yeah.
God, sometimes I really don't like living in the city, Brian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is your trade-off. Either you get random fireworks sounds, or everyone knows what your junk looks like Cheeto. So that's kind of.
I mean, I think I'm kind of angling towards that everyone knows what my junk looks like. That's only because of my trench coat.
Doesn't Carol know it? Yeah, I was going to say, doesn't Carol know it? She knows which way you angle.
Yikes is right.
There you are.
That was so weird. There you are. Great.
Oh, someone's playing
like,
peekaboo.
Oh, geez, this is what I'm in for. And then so she started hitting me with those fucking ultrasound jokes.
Yep. And then she spits in a rag and wipes your face off before you leave.
Right.
You got a little schmutz right here. just let me get that.
Let me get this for you. Yeah, what a
no.
like having
no.
somebody's grandmother juggling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's. I guess really, I'd rather have him making jokes like that than having just dead silence the whole time, or
Although when I'm at the dentist, just shut your face and clean my teeth.
Yeah, ultrasound jokes are weird at the dentist.
Looks like somebody's having twins.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, my weekend was pretty chill. Yeah, it's like, Leah was hanging out with us, which is always fun. And we went to the Maker's Market downtown because it's like a Christmas, pre-Thanksgiving Christmas tradition they do. And we checked out the record store, picked up Ill Communication on vinyl. It's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in a few stores and just already with the Christmas music, and I'm like, this is just too early. Like, can you please just give us till after Thanksgiving and then start the Christmas music for the love of your employees? Like, I feel so bad for the employees having
Deal
to
with that shit.
take on extra weeks of that. Yeah, like, ugh.
Yeah, I hear you. Although, to be fair, Brian, I'm kind of in
Nope.
the Christmas mood this year. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about I don't have my Christmas music going, but I'm feeling the vibe. You
Right.
know, feeling the vibe.
Well, that's what happens when you get your junk all lubed up.
That will
You know.
make things way more festive.
Yeah, it wakes
Exactly.
you up, dude. Like TNT, the network, has
Sounds like
already
what's
been doing
going on.
Christmas movies, like in their like on the weekends. Like a couple weekends ago, they had it was like Christmas Vacation, and I forgot what like they had like 3 Christmas movies like back to back to back. And I was just like, and naturally, like most times, I sat and watched Christmas Vacation again, and it was like, I, I'm still enjoying this, but it's still like, what am I
Right?
doing? Like, why am I doing this? Like, I can watch this movie anytime I want. I own it. I don't need to give in and watch it before,
Or do you?
because they also showed like, yeah, I mean, well, you know how it is. That's one of those movies that pretty much anytime I see it on, I'm probably gonna end up watching wherever it is going
I mean, that's
forward.
fair.
But yeah, I was in the version that TNT showed was minimally censored. Like they still had most of the stuff in there because it really annoys me watching the really censored versions because some of my favorite parts of that movie are like when the swearing happens because it's
Hilarious.
so deliberately placed. Yeah, like when Randy Quaid says "shitter's full," it's not funny when it says like "toilet's
Yeah.
full." It's just not
No,
funny.
I mean, you're
You know,
100%
like if he
correct about
says,
that.
because if he's not going to say shitter, I need him to say turlet or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you need another term. It's like that Simpsons where they talked about the hierarchy of hilarity with
Right,
underwear.
right.
You know? Yeah, Cheeto just pulled one of my favorite lines. The
Yeah,
can't see the line, can you,
I
Russ?
was
When the girls
thinking of
show
that line.
hypnos. Yeah.
Oh, I
Um,
just figured out, by the way, why
but you know,
Apocalypse Now is happening south of me. It's the
why is
Battle of
that?
I-75 tonight. BG versus Toledo football.
Yeah.
So it must be
Okay.
halftime.
But that oh, you're right, because that started at like 7 o'clock,
Half.
I think. Or
Yeah.
7:30. So yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Nah, crapper. Sorry, Cheeto. Crapper doesn't work. Crapper's not a
Now,
funny word to
shitter's the way
me.
to go.
Like shitter's hilarious because it's crass and it's
What
just
about
so casual. That's why I was like,
turd catcher?
if you're not gonna cuss, yeah. But if he's not gonna cuss, then I need the hick part of him to come out, and that's where Turlet comes in. Sorry, Cheeto.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it.
I just need him. I need him to feel like he's one of my kinfolk. You know.
Exactly. Down home.
So yeah, yeah, down
Yeah.
home. Yeah. But I love, they didn't censor it. They censor a little bit, like in his, like when he goes on that rant about how we're gonna be we're gonna have the happiest, group of whatever. I can't remember the lines. I'm so bad at them. But some of the stuff that where there is like definite cuss words, they trimmed some of it, but most of it was in there, unless it was like
Yeah,
egregious, like shitter. They weren't gonna leave in
they
there, even
should.
though they should. Yeah. It's the only word that they absolutely should not be allowed to censor that because it's
I mean,
yeah.
it should just be. It should. He shouldn't
Feel
say shitter's full. You just look at him and just yell shitter.
yeah. uh but anyway, I still laugh watching it because it's like I've seen that movie so many damn
Right.
times. It shouldn't be
But it
funny.
is.
You know what I mean? Like
It's
oh, I
always
know.
funny.
Every time. Every time. Yeah. There's lines that, the, Merry Christmas, kiss my ass, kiss his ass,
Right, right, right.
like that whole thing. You know. Yeah, that's true. Cheeto did say commode is what his kin would say. He's right, because that is what like my grandma and my family do say is
Commode.
commode. But commode's just like I said, I need it to be comically hick, I believe. And I think that's why, like I said, like turlet or something needs to
I
be
don't know
the
why.
word. But I just wish they would just leave it alone. Shitter's not that bad.
Commode kind of makes me think of like a stripper name.
That is not the stripper you want
Coming
to
up
go
next,
see.
Commode. Get your dollars ready, boys.
Yikes. She's also available to catch your shit
Hey,
backstage.
come on.
Wait a minute. No, I don't think I want to go to that. I don't think I want to go
No,
to that strip club because that's probably
you don't
like
want to go to
Tuesday
floaters.
lunch stripper. Floaters. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, I'm with you, Cheeto. It's like we usually watch it different times. Honestly, usually through the Christmas season, we probably watch it about 4 or 5 times because it's on
Yeah,
like
of
every
course.
other day on some network or
I always got to at
whatever.
least
So
watch it once.
yeah, I almost always watch that, Scrooged, Jingle All the Way. I usually try to get one viewing in because it's the best Christmas movie
Just
ever.
get ready to flush your cash away. Man, Cheeto's on fire tonight in the chat, guys.
It's good. It's good. But yeah, I know we've talked about Christmas movies in the past, and we shouldn't be now
Yeah,
because it's not
what
even
the fuck
fucking
are we doing?
Thanksgiving yet.
Move on from the subject.
Jeez. All right, let's move on to some depressing news.
Talk about
Well, this
Gallagher.
is half depressing and half positive. Well, yeah, that's the positive stuff. Is Gallagher's dead. I kid. I I don't wish anybody dead, but boy did he really go off the rails as he got older.
And he was already off the rails.
Yeah, I know, right? As a kid, yes, good call, Cheeto. Bad Santa for sure is on my list. But I always, as a kid, I loved watching him, and not just a kid, like a teenager, I liked watching his comedy and all that kind of stuff. But man, just yeah, ever since that like Marin interview that he walked out on and stuff, it was like, oh boy, he just
off the
I don't know,
rails.
man. He just absolutely went boomer crazy.
I don't know exactly how he died,
So,
but I hope it's by one of his wacky props or like his sledge-o-matic fell on him.
that would have been, poetic justice, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully, it was surrounded by various people of various colors and ethnicities, trying to save him. Just as a, real kick in the pants. Yeah, the depressing thing was that Kevin Conroy died. And for anyone listening, if you don't know who Kevin Conroy is, you know who Kevin Conroy is if you're a geek of any kind, because you for sure know him from Batman the Animated Series as Batman.
If you don't know who he is, you for sure heard his voice.
Yeah. Because even if you didn't watch the cartoons, if you've played some of those like Batman Arkham Asylum games, he's the voice of Batman in some of those. He's voiced Batman in a bunch of animated stuff. And he's the best Batman voice. Like nobody tops him. And if anyone tries to argue with me, I'll slap him right in the face. No,
I agree. They deserve to be slapped in the face.
Listen, when I was on oh shit, I forgot the name of the podcast now. Gotham Lights with Henno or whatever it was called. It was the Orville, I think, at that point or whatever, where we did the review of like animated Batman voices. It was like there's him and there's like this gigantic gap, like the Grand Canyon, and then there's number 2. Like no one's close. Now I will say there have been some over the years that have really grown on me, like Diedrich Bader as the brave and bold Batman, where he's a little more of a little bit of a mix of Batman the Animated Series and a little of the like Adam West Batman. I feel like he kind of hits a pocket right there that's really good. But also it's like, yeah, it's still Kevin Conroy by miles is the best. And apparently he'd been battling cancer for a while. I saw he had done everything he could to go to as many conventions and stuff as he could to really spend more time with fans before he passed away and stuff, which I think is fucking awesome of him to do, because I'm sure it was good for him too, like it was probably good for his soul and stuff. And, just a big name in that franchise and, came out as gay, years ago and no one fucking batted an eye because it's Batman, Yeah. But just, tons of great stories and stuff out there, and I've loved seeing so many artists do tributes to him and stuff. Yeah, not just artists, fans, other people. Tara Strong, who's voiced 1.5 million characters throughout, games and animation, talked about working with him on different stuff and how he was such a great dude. Mark Hamill, of course, talked about him because Mark Hamill was the Joker on Batman the Animated Series, and those two are top tier at those voices. So also in the video games, yeah, S tier in the video games too. So yeah, it was pretty much like if one was attached to a project, the first thing everybody wanted to know was the other one attached. If there's Batman and Joker, it better be Conroy and Hamill as Batman and Joker. So it was sad seeing that, but it also reminded me that, it's probably time for me to go back and watch Batman the Animated Series again. Yeah. Because it's like I can still, you can just close your eyes and hear his voice as Batman, and so, and I saw some of the tributes that were cool. We're showing like the Grey Ghost episode from there. I don't know if you remember that one. That's the one where Adam West played the Grey Ghost, which was chef's kiss to have, Bruce Wayne's idol be the guy who a lot of people loved as Batman, which was brilliant.
If you're gonna do it right.
I agree, and that show did it right. The casting of everything. That show was just great. I mean, there's some episodes, but it's still one of my favorite things ever made, especially of Batman.
That was always my go-to afternoon programming every day after school.
You ain't kidding. Like hated when I missed it. Yep.
Fuck Power Rangers.
I hated so much when I missed it. Yeah, basically that's what it was. Like if they moved the timing or something, and like I think the way it was timed at one point, like I think when I started high school or something like that, or I don't remember, or maybe it was a job or something. It was to where it directly conflicted with that, and that was before DVR and stuff. And I'm like, and it wasn't. Bullshit. You couldn't buy it on. Yeah, like they didn't have seasons on anything yet, so pre-streaming, all that kind of stuff. Now I think it's on HBO Plus, if I'm not mistaken.
Since they got all that DC shit on there.
Yeah. If not, I have all of the episodes. So unfortunately, I don't have them on, super fancy Blu-ray or anything.
VCP,
I've just got the DVD. Oh yeah.
I kind of wish I had an old TV still, just because I got my original Xbox still, and I think it'll look like trash on these new TVs. Yeah,
for sure. Will that's for sure why you got to play it on there, though. Actually, the bigger reason on some of that stuff is I don't know if. Did they have HDMI cables for the original Xbox? I don't remember. So, no, it was just RF still.
RF or coaxial hookup if you had that gimmick.
Coax.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, because I think
I got my 360 over here. I got the original Xbox in the basement. Like I should be able to build an Xbox shrine, despite the fact I jump ship.
Yeah. True. Yep.
Oh God.
Loyalty only works backwards, apparently. Yeah.
And beer just got caught on my microphone.
I don't have to worry about my mustache getting caught.
That's fair. Oh man.
So I've been in the last couple weeks. I've watched all of House of the Dragon.
Yeah? What do you? I haven't watched any of it. What do you think?
It's good, but it is not Game of Thrones.
I mean, it could be. Which season of Game of Thrones are you talking about?
No. Mainly because it's very little action.
I see what you're saying.
It's more in the family drama part of it. So there's very little actual fighting and stuff in it. Yeah. Like there's a couple times where you're like, oh shit, here comes a big battle. Nope.
It's just someone weeping in the corner looking at a painting.
No, they just go past it. Like they should show you the resolution. And I'm like, oh, all right. Like, and it's got to be because they show dragons more frequently, so they didn't have, battle scene budget.
I mean, you know what? You're probably right.
Well, remember they talked about that on Game of Thrones, how because when it started getting dragon heavy, they had to cut some of the stuff because the dragon scenes are so expensive,
CGI's a motherfucker. Simple solution, get a dragon, dummies.
I know. Like, why are they still using CG dragons? Get some practical effects here. I mean, come on. Build some real dragons.
It looks like something out of Never-Ending Story. Just Daenerys or whoever writing it, like,
yeah. But I really enjoyed it. There's a couple characters. It's a little slow because it's I think that because they start out when characters are younger, then there's a time jump, which is a little awkward but understandable when you watch it. And then there's another time jump that's a little more subtle. And so basically, this is setting up all the characters and all this stuff. The way it's set up is it looks like season 2 is going to be when like the shit's going to really hit the fan as far as the fighting and all that stuff goes. So, you know, this is the build up. Like you had to learn the characters and the backstory a little bit. Now that we know all that, now we can move forward into.
If they didn't get a second season,
you know. I know, right?
All these people are like, this build. Oh my god, and then nothing, no resolution.
I'll tell you, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of Netflix shows that I wait to see if they get a second season before I start watching them for that reason exactly. Because it's like I don't want to waste my time. If it's a good show, I'm not against watching something, but it's like I don't want to waste my time getting invested in something and only for Netflix to be like, we're not making it. You know,
we know everyone loved it, but not enough people loved it. So fuck you.
Yeah, we're gonna recast it with a Baldwin or something.
Nice. If you could recast any movie of a Baldwin, what movie would you recast, Brian?
Be funny to pick an Alec Baldwin movie and put one of his lesser known brothers in the role. I mean, clearly it's got to be the Flintstones, right?
Oh
God. You didn't specify which Baldwin, so I now want Alec to be Barney.
I kind of would love to see that. I was thinking Alec Baldwin to play the role of Kevin from Home Alone. But current age Alec Baldwin.
I still like the idea of, them talking about, putting Macaulay Culkin into a new Home Alone movie and just, as is, like not doing anything different though. Yeah. But he's just an adult now. It would be much funnier. Like he's just left home alone as an adult and still comes up with all this shit.
Way more devious and evil.
I don't know how you could be. The stuff he already did would be horrific.
I watched. I think it might have been last Christmas because YouTube was pushing all their dumb Christmas shit, and it was like a ER doctor or something reacting to Home Alone injuries. He's like, "Oh yeah, that'd kill you. Oh, that'd kill you."
Yeah. This is at least like 4th degree burns.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. It'd be just. Yeah,
I just want to see current age Baldwin as Kevin though. Oh.
Yeah. He just pours himself some drinks. He just goes down, locks the door, calls the police. Just sits down, pours a glass of scotch and watches. Just sits by the fire. Yeah. Cops show up, arrest the guys. Credits.
10-minute movie.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know why this kid did all this bullshit. I just called the cops. It's like we were watching the Three Stooges on Saturday, and there's an episode where like this woman comes in, they have a pawn shop, and she comes in and just leaves a baby on the counter and takes off. And of course, the comedic part of it is that, these 3 goons have to take care of a baby and have no idea what they're doing.
I always knew 3 Minute Baby was a ripoff.
Yep. But I looked at my mom and I'm like, I was like, it's so ridiculous that literally all these guys would have to do is call the police. Like, hey, some broad dropped off a baby that's not ours. We need you to come take care of the situation. And the cops would come get the baby, and that'd be the end of it.
Really ruining our beat the shit out of each other vibe.
Yeah, So, but of course that's not funny. That wouldn't be like, well, here's one of the lesser watched episodes of the Three Stooges.
Yes.
Hey Mo, what should we do? Call the cops, dummy. And they just call the cops, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for turning us in.
Just do the right thing.
Yeah, like, that one really wasn't that good. Like,
all right.
Was this at the end of the run? No, because Curly's in it. It couldn't have been at the end of the run. That would have been Shemp.
This is a terrible episode, boys.
They just weren't even trying. This must have been at the end of the recording, like this is the 35th one they've recorded today.
Did anyone get hit by the baby though?
Kind of. I think the baby like grabs Larry's nose or something like that, or his cheek or something.
Just scoops his eyeball out with those little infant talons.
They should have had it grab a hold of his hair because they like to do a bit on the show a lot where someone rips hair off of his head,
These guys are fucking insane.
which I sure hope is like, fake hair that they put in there and not his real hair. But knowing them in the times, it was probably real.
But who knows?
Just yank it.
Okay.
Yeah,
From all I know, it could be CGI.
Probably not. The dragons look great in it though. Top notch. Yeah. But I also last night I finished the Rings of Power.
The other thing I haven't watched. How about that?
Yeah. It is so slow. Like it's good, but it's paced like the Lord of the Rings movies were. Like really kind of drawn out cinematic. I mean, it's gorgeous. Like the shots of the where the elves live and stuff are tremendous. It's very much shot like a movie and feels like long. Like it feels like you each episode's about, even though they're an hour, some of them are a little longer, but they very much feel like you watched a movie, not an episode of a TV show.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's gorgeous to watch, but it's very slow. And again, I kind of think that they're doing the same thing because most of these characters, a lot of people are not going to be familiar with because they're not from
Lord of the Rings.
Right, or The Hobbit even. It's because this is even before all that. There's a couple characters that like Sauron and Galadriel. We've seen, I believe she's in something, isn't she?
Lord of the Rings.
I thought so. I was like, because she's an elf and they live for like.
Now I think about it.
I haven't seen the Hobbit movies
yet. Was Bobby Boucher there?
But
nice.
Yeah. No. Bobby Boucher. But yeah, I like I said, I liked it, and I very much. But it was a show that after watching, like when I watched 2 of them, I was like, yeah, I'm done for the night. Like there was no point where I'm like, oh man, I got to watch the next one. I was very much like I had felt like I just watched a 2-hour plus movie, and I'm like, that's good.
Right.
So, but not in like I said, not in a bad way. It was good. It's slow, and but there's some really cool stuff in there. So,
should I watch it though?
Yeah, you should watch it. Like I said, it's still good. It's just
slow as fuck.
It's it's a slow, it's a slow burn. Like they'll come very late. Like they don't really turn much on early in the season. They for sure make you watch all 8 episodes.
Oh, now you're in. You're into our web.
Right. So yeah, I won't say anymore because I don't want to spoil anything.
I mean, we do live in a spoil-free universe here at Salty Language.
Yeah. Well, I had somebody mention something to me. I won't say what because I don't want and as a result, the whole time I was thinking about that.
Right.
And they were like, "Well, I didn't spoil anything." I'm like, but you did because you changed my thinking while I was watching it.
Yeah, just don't.
So
even,
you still
don't even talk about it.
Right. So we're not going to do.
Keep it on your head. Yeah, I like I said, spoiler-free zone.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, some cool stuff in there, and especially like I was telling Heno, I haven't read the what is it, the Sumerian or something like that told
that either.
I think that's where this stuff comes from is from the lore in that. I never read that because I always thought that was just like an encyclopedia kind of thing. So I've never read any of his stuff. So again, I own them, but I've never sat down and actually read The Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings, whatever the 3 of the Fellowship of the Rings and whatever.
The trilogy.
Yeah. So yeah. But as someone who didn't really have any expectations of anything going in, I enjoyed it.
No, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. It's a little slow. So it's not something I think you're probably going to like burn through, not that you do anyway.
No, I take my, It's like we're still working on Stranger Things in latest season, which you were saying every episode's like an hour and a half.
Okay. Wow.
And then the last episode's like 2.5 hours.
Are there less episodes?
I think there's 8.
Okay, I mean that's still a decent amount for that
Yeah,
length. I figured like remember like not Lord of the Rings, Jesus, Game of Thrones, how they were doing that in the seasons where they were was it the last season or where they shortened the episodes or the amount of episodes, but the episodes were longer
right.
episodes.
Yeah,
Kind of thought maybe that's what I thought the Lord of the Rings show was doing, and I looked and some of them are like 62 minutes or something like that. I'm like, oh, it just feels longer than an hour.
it just feels so long.
I mean, like I said, it's not in a bad way, but you feel like you've sat and watched like a movie, like an hour and a half movie when you
Well,
watch an
well,
episode.
that's yesterday after I
There's
got.
even a point like halfway through the episode where you're like you're kind of like, oh, is this the end of the episode? And you know how a movie will kind of hit a point where it's kind of a
Yeah,
big thing, kind of halfway through. That's what it is, and then it moves on, and then there's another kind of big thing toward the end.
yeah.
So
That's what I discovered yesterday was how long they were. Because after my ball scanning, we're watching Stranger Things, and I was just like, and it kept doing that. It would hit a moment, and it would like go to
yeah,
black, and I'm like, like even once I was on the couch, I just went credits, and then it was
yeah,
just more
right,
show. And I'm like, how
yeah.
long are these
You're like, oh,
fucking
post credit scene.
episodes? And I finally looked at it and I was just like, I didn't realize because some of them are like, so fast. But
Yeah,
that one, it had so many like, ruined orgasms basically.
right.
Yeah.
It's a little surprising because they have one more season of it. I figured that they would do. Um, I figured they would do that in the final season. I
Yeah,
figured
the
this
next
season
season
would
must
still
be
be kind of
crazy.
the hour.
I don't know how.
So it's gonna be like
I
4 hours
so they've
long.
done the
Yeah,
Demogorgon and the Mind Flayer and Vecna. What else in the D&D world can they do? Count Strahd?
I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably
But
bugbears. Yeah,
sorry, I'm getting all D&D nerdy over here.
I just the bugbears thing is like an old like shop
Bugbears.
reference. It's a, it's actually with me and it's more me and show because yeah, it was that the one night somebody was there was a group of guys in there and they said the word bugbears like a million times. If I hear the word bugbear one more time, like seriously, come up with something else, man.
They must have been
Like
they
I
must
know
have been
that's what they
fighting
are.
bugbears, Brian. I don't know what to tell you.
They were fighting bugbears. They must have been fighting a lot of them too because it was a
It
lot.
was less a
But
fight,
yeah,
more genocide.
yeah, it was like us
Yeah,
against the
oh god.
flies.
Oh man. Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to think if haven't I haven't really yeah I haven't really watched anything else though because those episodes are
Long as fuck.
well House of the Dragon about an hour and most of the Lord of the Rings ones I think they're mostly about an hour. The one I watched I think the finale was like an hour and 21 minutes or
Right.
something like that, which I don't like I said I don't mind, but it is also like when you pace something slow, I don't want it to be
Oh,
longer,
for sure. Yeah.
like it already feels like an hour and a half at an hour. Like, but the last episode didn't feel as slow because things are kind of speeding up because it's the finale, so they're not going to really wrap anything up, but they're for sure going to speed toward certain things to make you go, oh shit, I can't
Like,
wait
oh
for
man,
season
I'm
two.
so excited. Never
You know,
comes. God damn it.
yeah. Oh, that'll get a season two, I'm sure, because Amazon's already spent like
Yeah, yeah.
bajillions of
The next
dollars on
season's
it.
gonna
But
look like shit.
yeah,
Like, wait,
yeah, like oh,
didn't they just recolored his scene from season? Can you go back? I
yeah,
knew it.
the Balrogs just made from like paper
Yeah,
mache or
exactly.
something.
It's just some dude wearing a
Like,
Rancor suit.
huh, yeah, like this doesn't look as good. Did the quality downgrade?
Yeah,
What
this looked
happened?
amazing from the late '90s. I don't understand the difference.
Yeah, right.
It's like 25 years later, man.
Does it look worse? Yeah, exactly.
Is that a guy
Oh
in a
man.
Elmo onesie wearing a scare mask?
I'm pretty sure it
What?
is. That's not an orc at all.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
Like is Sauron's suit made of tinfoil? How
How
weird.
weird.
Yep, yep, yep. I don't know what I'm gonna start next though. I'm thinking The
Yeah, I've
Boys,
been wanting to start that myself.
because I've been really wanting to watch that for a while, and nothing jumps off at me as like something, like I can't watch The Witcher because I have to keep not watching it because of
Oh,
you.
Brian, it's so
So,
good.
uh,
Son of a bitch.
no, I think it'll be The Boys because I'm already 3
You
seasons
too?
behind on it. It's like I don't want to, or yeah, it's like I'd rather not fall forever behind on it. I hate trying to catch up on a show that's a lot of seasons already in the book.
Like
Unless it's something I just didn't watch. Like when I started The
well,
Wire, it was already done by the time I started it.
yeah, I'm
So
pretty sure we're going to be jumping
I was-
back on the Sopranos bandwagon after Stranger Things.
yeah.
It-
Did you see the was it one of the creator or whatever gave a definitive answer finally as far as to what was supposed to
no
happen
spoilers, Brian.
at the end of that?
No
No, I'm not
spoilers.
going to. I'm just saying
No, I
he
didn't
just
see
did.
that.
Well, you know what happened.
Well, yeah,
don't you?
but you know,
What happened.
I know some
episode.
people may not have watched The Sopranos. You
Oh,
know?
all right. Still, though, it was like such a pop culture thing. I figure everyone knew whether they watched
Sometimes
it or
I'm surprised
not.
when I talk about pop culture stuff that I think was like up here,
Like
and
yeah,
people, and a lot
and
of
it's
people like, "Nah, what? I don't know what you're talking about."
yeah.
It's so weird.
I just thought it was interesting. I kind of like the fact that he left it up to interpretation and didn't say anything for
Right.
a long time. But I also think it's kind of cool that he was like, "Hey, this is
I was
what
thinking, at least.
this is in my head.
Yeah.
This is what happened." Yeah. And also he changed it again. I won't say anything, but he changed it because it was supposed to be a little different. So, I just was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool that he finally came out." And some things you don't want, like, was it Lost in Translation or whatever, when Bill Murray whispers into Scarlett Johansson's ear? It's like, it's cooler if you never know
Right.
what he says. It's like Pulp Fiction. It's cool to never know what was in the
Exactly.
briefcase.
That
Like stuff
ultrasound
like
lube.
that. I don't ever. Yeah, that's why I was glowing so much. It was. I like when they do that sometimes. So, but with this, I was kind of glad that he put a little, like, "Hey, this is the way I saw it." Because it's, even though it's made up, you can still, like, well, that's not how I thought it, and you'd be just as right
True.
as he is. So,
Got way less creds though.
right. I mean, it is kind of weird that he had Tony Soprano dancing on the stage at the Bada Bing.
I mean,
but hey, whatever.
He hasn't flopped them titties around. Everyone else at the Bada
I never
Bing
thought
did.
all his therapy would lead to it. Yeah, it's true. It's like, well, if I'm gonna own the place, I shouldn't ask them to do anything I wouldn't do.
Lead by example, Tony.
That's right. Yeah.
Good for business.
Yeah. The worst part was that he took the Friday night slot.
I mean, it's true. Fucking took Commode's spot.
Yeah. God. What would be funny is if there was a dancer that, like, full on embraced that, did all the puns, and full on just had fun with it like that. I think it could be hilarious and really fun.
I would think so.
And so I there for sure would be room there, I think, to do something like that. Having said that, though, I mean, how disappointed would you be if you were sitting at the titty bar and coming up next, Commode, and you're like, what?
Did I hear that? Did I hear that right?
Check, please. Yeah. Like, shit, time to get my 2 drinks and get out of here.
$55 later.
Jesus. Yeah, right.
All I got was Busch lattes.
All I got was, I was going to say water. Yeah. Same difference. Yeah.
I mean, also, yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh my God. Dying over here. Dying.
Oh, so here's something funny. We've talked on here about Cowboy Caviar,
I just actually
right?
made it over the weekend.
I'm about to make some after we're done tonight.
That's what I was take to my family's thing.
So,
thank you, Brian.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, exactly.
That's weird. It wouldn't be that weird. I'm sure I'd be welcome.
Although I don't know if I
guess it depends on which side. Your dad's side may not remember me much. If it's your mom would be like, Brian.
But it's at my aunt's house. My aunt would be like, who?
Yeah. Like, you don't remember me? I met
I'm
them
sure.
all,
Yeah,
so I'm sure
exactly.
I've met her, but I was probably like 8 years old, you know?
Many moons ago.
Yeah. Um, so my mom was looking for a recipe for something somebody asked her to bring for Thanksgiving's turtle cake, like made out
Yeah,
of an
Michelangelo.
actual turtle. Right. So she's looking for this recipe and just could not find it. While she's digging through her recipe box, though, she finds a thing, and I can't remember what it was called now, but it wasn't cowboy caviar. It's called it's like Texas caviar, Texas something, I think. But same exact thing. I'm looking at the recipe. It's the
That's
exact same
hilarious.
thing. And yeah, and because it was the recipe with the full, like, you make the dressing rather than like I did. I just cheated. We had some Italian
Same.
in the fridge. I just used that. It's
Yeah, I was
just so
like
much
zesty
easier.
Italian. Yep, perfect. I like
Yep.
my cowboys
Yeah, I took all
zesty.
the coming to the stage,
Zesty.
zesty, bang bang. Do you remember in The Simpsons when Bart in the one flash forward is an
Yeah,
exotic
wasn't he a
dancer?
cowboy?
I believe he's called. I think he's called Bang Bang Bart, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Hilarious.
Oh man! But anyways, I just thought it was kind of funny because that recipe that was in there was from
Right?
forever ago. You know, and she's like, I thought it seemed familiar because when I met it, I asked my mom made it. I asked my mom if she had it before, and she's like, it sounds familiar, but I don't. And then you know she found that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny that she found like a recipe from I don't know when, the 80s or
That
something
that
like
is
that.
funny.
That's the exact. Yeah. But yeah, when I made it, I did all the cheats you could do. Bought Rotel instead
Hell
of chopping
yeah.
up the tomatoes, and I was like, dude, it's already done. I don't have to fucks with no jalapenos. I chopped up, uh, the cilantro and onion
Green
and
peppers.
green pepper. Thank you. Oh, actually, yeah. So yeah, I had corn in the freezer already, so I was like done. It was just yeah, I took all the
I
shortcuts.
love a good shortcut.
Oh shit. I was just thinking about making it tonight, and I'm like, I don't know if well, I have frozen green peppers. I guess I could thaw those and then use them, but I don't think I have a fresh green pepper in the fridge. Son of a
God damn it,
bitch.
Brian.
I'll, I'll
Figured
figure
it
it
out.
out. Figure it out.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
pretty. That is interesting because I know I've had it a couple years ago, but when I had it, I was like, "This shit's mind blowing. Who thought of this? Who knew?"
Right.
That down in the Panhandle
Right.
of Tejas or some sort of super genius down there.
Well, I mean, it's what do you call it? It's like I
Poor
can't
people
think of
food.
the. I mean, to the one I
Oh,
no, the one I kept going to was that it's similar to like pico or almost like
yeah.
a salsa that you just add beans and Italian dressing to. But you
I
know,
just like the fact that I can just get
there's
canned
another.
goods and make a delicious dish.
I know, right?
Yeah,
That's the
that
part
was
I
the other
love the
thing.
most too. Ceviche. That's what I was
Oh,
thinking
with
of.
scrimps and limes.
It's basically yeah, but it's basically a ceviche. You just use beans instead of scrimps.
Scrimps.
So
Scrimps.
scrimps.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'm making that for Thanksgiving. Totally forgot about that.
yeah, hmm
Yeah.
that's a good move because I'm sure it'll
Oh,
be appreciated. And it's light, even though it's got beans in it. So you'd feel like it'd be heavy. It
I know.
somehow
Shit's
isn't.
weird. I can eat a lot of it.
It's
Comes a
weird.
problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My problem with it is like I sit down and eat like I don't know 6 7 bowls of it, and then I'm like then about 20 25 minutes later I'm like, oh god, what
Yeah,
did I do?
you idiot.
Because then it catches. But then I immediately go get
Well,
some
yeah.
more. So,
Gotta show your body who's boss. Like, I run this
that's right.
fucking brain.
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Rumor has it.
Oh man. Yep. All right. Well, that's about all I got. I don't have any.
I do
I
have
mean,
one thing.
I could pull
I was
some
waiting to
stories.
the end of the show to bring
Okay.
up. And we're gonna have
All
to
right.
share this link, or maybe take submissions ourselves, Brian. But
All right.
why is it over there? Well, yeah, that's cool. Sorry, I opened the link in the wrong browser. So our
Perfect.
lovely little town, Brian, of Toledo, is doing their second annual Name a Snowplow contest.
Oh yeah, I saw this on the news
So
yesterday.
I don't know if maybe we can, make this maybe the Q to W or something. What would you name a snowplow? But I'm all for submitting
Yeah,
answers to
let's go.
this.
Yeah, let's go with it. I'm fine with that. What does it say what last year's winner
I
was?
I looked it up because I was curious. Hold on, give me like 2 seconds. I'll be able to find it. Oh
Nope.
man,
1 million
you
to
would
one
think since I
Mississippi.
searched it before, it would pop up. There it is.
No, no. Mm-hmm.
Um, I
This is
know, right?
good listening.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
last year the winners were Darth Blader. Oh, come on, these fucking
Okay.
ads keep popping and kicking the text down. Snow Force 1, Plowy
Okay.
McPlowface, of course. Of
Which,
course.
of course, yeah.
Snowmore Mr. Ice Guy.
Ooh, that's a lot of
It
work.
is. It is.
It's not bad, but it's a lot of
Snowy
work.
Wan Kenobi. Pretty good.
Better.
Oh, Snow, you didn't. No?
No.
Okay. This
Yeah,
one,
like that
I
one.
kind of
No.
like because it kind of rides a borderline here. Sir plows a lot,
I like that
and
one
then the
better.
last one
Yeah.
was push it real good.
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
all right, fair
Nah,
enough. If you insist.
I didn't do it.
But so
I
I was
do.
just thinking that I saw this on, of all things, the one random times I opened up my Twitter and this was front and center.
Oh wow, that was you saw it on Twitter. I figured you would have seen it on like r
No,
slash
no, it was, yeah,
Toledo.
straight on Twitter. So I would say
All right.
if you want to name, well, I don't know, should we skip around, do the Q to W real quick or something? Or we could just
Yeah.
put a pin in it
I
right
mean,
at
we're
that
at
point.
that
All right.
point. Yeah. I mean, we usually do the recap first, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll come back to it. So
Um.
yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and move into the
Let
Q to
me.
W then.
I'm all over the place here. Let me flip on over here.
Mm.
I know,
Oh
flipping,
jeez.
man. Last week we asked y'all, what is something that everyone can do but you can't? On Face Page, Valerie says, go sledding and or enjoy the winter. I don't know why she can't go
Hmm.
sledding, but I totally get not enjoying the winter.
I believe she has to maintain a certain heat temperature, otherwise she explodes.
Maybe,
I think is how it
yes.
is. Yeah. Mhm.
That's all we
Pretty
have on
sure.
Facebook for that one. All
Oh
right, so
boy. Wait, what? None from our Diamond Top
no,
fan
none of the
section?
Diamond Top fans showed up for us this week.
Man.
I know, I kind of hurt.
Wow.
It actually kind of hurts a little bit. Just be honest.
Man. All right.
So over
Mm-hmm.
here on the Instas, Megan, good old Megan, she says whistle.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's a
yeah.
pretty good example.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's tough. Somebody tries to whistle and they
they
just
just
can't get
cover
it
you in
done, you
spittle.
know? Yeah.
Like, thanks. Gotta wipe your face.
Listen,
Thanks.
the key to it the key to it is if you can't whistle, always remember everyone can whistle with crackers in their
Hell
mouth.
yeah.
That's just what you do. Whenever someone wants you to whistle, just be like, I need crackers to do it. And you just spit crackers all over everywhere.
Yes,
Then they'll never ask you to
I
whistle
like this
again.
plan. It's a good one.
Yeah. Yep. Boom. It is funny. Like whistling makes me think of like when my nieces were over a couple weeks ago and we were doing like where we would snap our fingers
Snap.
and
Oh,
wink
I
basically
thought
at
do
the
a
same
little
time.
prong.
And no, no. And you know, the kids can't quite get that done and it kind of blows their mind a little
Right.
bit, you know? And it was like I remember doing I think it was like the snap and point. I remember when Logan was a kid, like little kid, And I was doing that at the shop with him one day where I was snapping and pointing at him, and he was looking at his hand like, why won't my hand do what his is
Right.
doing, kind of a thing. And then when he finally got it, it was like all of a sudden the secrets to the world opened up. You know, it was, you just see the amazement on their face, like, you know, like, I've done it.
I do that with still people because I can do like when my dad used to be able to do it and showed me how to do it. Do the one-handed squirt gun thing in the pool, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
and I could
right,
get
right.
good distance
Yeah,
on it. And like the first time I
right.
did it to my kids or like my nieces or whatever, they're always like, "What? He just shot water out of his hand?
What sorcery? Yeah, he's a
He just
witch.
drowned me."
Yeah, yeah. Hold him till the water doesn't squirt out anymore.
This dumb witch got into the water already. What an idiot.
Yeah. Yep. Made it so much easier to drown him.
Like, I wish all witches did this.
And clearly he's a witch. He's still well.
Yeah,
you
it's
don't float.
true.
I forgot you sink.
All I gotta do is stop
Oh
moving.
no!
I
What
sink
have
to
we
the
done?
bottom. Witchcraft.
That would be funny because of the old, you know, like if they float, they're a witch. If they sink, you know, yeah, like you said, yeah. If they float, they're a witch. If they sink, it's
Yeah.
witchcraft. Wait a minute.
Like, I
It
don't
seems
understand
rigged.
there.
Yeah. I feel like I lose either way. I don't know if I like this.
Oh, that's all I got on my end of the Q to W
Oh,
spectrum. Thank you for the submission.
all right. Well, what do I got here? Cheeto says something everyone can do, but he can't. He said, well, I guess it's not everyone since I don't often see women trying, but I can't take a sober piss at a trough with a bunch of other dudes. What can I say? I got a shy bladder and never had locker room mentality. I'm just not into hanging sausage next to other sausage varieties. Now, if I'm drunk, I'll piss
I
anywhere.
mean, that's accurate.
That's
Do you
fair,
remember when it was
I'm
like
the same way.
360 piss
I
trough?
hate,
That shit was weird.
yes.
Of like standing across from
Weird,
somebody as they're
Yeah. Yeah. Like the whole trough thing, I hate so much. It's just like, please give me some privacy. And this just feels, I don't know, there's something about it that just feels weird
all right,
and
boys,
off.
get
And
your
it isn't
dicks
even
out. We're
about
all straight here.
Yeah. Right. No eye contact.
No helmet contact.
Yeah.
We're talking to you,
Keep-
Peter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, keep your eyes above your shoulders like it's your hockey stick, you know? Or below the shoulders, above the shoulders, eye sticking. Right, well, I guess with the way I play hockey, I always keep the stick above the shoulders. Oh man, yeah, I'm with you on that, Cheeto. He does say from last week, he said 500 gallons of any liquid. It said gasoline. Said I don't have to sell this, right? So I would just fill up the vehicles until it runs out. At current prices, that would save me approximately $2,000.
I mean, yeah.
So and yeah, okay, good. I wasn't crazy. He actually did not send
Oh, okay.
last week. So yeah. So all right.
I thought you were just trying to break our hearts.
And he also says, by the way, the whole conversation leading up to and including Starkeister in the line, now your mouse smells like my mouse, were literal LOL moments on the last show, which I agree. I thought back a couple of times in the your mouse, now your mouse smells like my mouse. Fucking killed me. So good shit. So all right. So I guess this week's question is what Tony had
what
then.
would you name a snowplow? Because I will for sure submit every answer.
I'm very curious to see, because, you know, whenever you allow the public to name something, usually about half of them are, because, you know, they're going to filter out ones that they absolutely name.
Like you can't have a plow going up the road at 7 in the morning with like cunt smasher, painted on the back.
Well, shit. Then my
Like,
answer's right out. Dang it. That's the thing. I don't even know what I would submit, man. Because of course you want to do something that's like some sort of snow
reference.
Clever. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't have it. Do you have one?
No. I mean,
you pulled the move. I like to move. which is where I'll read a question and then completely not come up with an answer and then be like,
I
oh
should've
shit, I
thought
should have
about
thought
this.
about this. I'm the one who brought the question. I am the one who knocks.
Maybe something like the Iceman cometh, or like
I kinda
winter
like
is
that.
coming.
Yeah, I want to make some like cocaine reference, but I feel like
Oh,
they'd
you
vet
gotta
that
you gotta
out.
be real clever. Like Scarface's other
Yeah.
ride.
Right. Yeah.
And you gotta think they shoot salt everywhere too, so you can do something along those lines.
Oh yeah, that's true. How about we just name it Salty
Yes,
Language?
so duh, we're idiots, of course.
We just get everyone to vote for
Yeah.
us so we can just get a free plug up. Or saltylanguage.com. That's the name.
Yes.
I wish we had some poll. That would be great. Just to get everybody we know voting for saltylanguage.com.
What about like Sir
I'm sure they have
scratches the front of your
against
car?
that. Right? Car barrier.
Right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ugh. The worst sometimes, like when they go down the street and they put like 19 feet of snow at the end of your driveway
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
after you
Yeah.
just shoveled. Yeah. And you're like, I can't
That's
shovel
why I
out
said
of
booby
this.
traps.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like it.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Sir scratches the front of your car. Or salty language.
Yeah. Or something.
Actually, the more I think about it, saltylanguage.com is really the winner.
Something. Yeah. We'll just spell it all out, even saltylanguage.com. It's just all one thing. Like, this is weird. I don't.
This is so abstract.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, name a snowplow, bitches. Show us what you got, because I will submit your answers, unless there's some weird form. But don't just make names up. Be like ordering from Columbia House.
Yep. All the snowplows you can get for a penny, basically.
All the plows for a penny.
All you have to do is, order some other things at normal price.
Plows for a penny. Commode, come on.
Yeah, commode. Yeah.
I guess I should probably send you his link.
Man. All right.
But yeah, what else? You got anything else, Brian? You got any? Shut up and take my monies.
No, not really. I mean, I'm kind of missed out on one. I think I already showed it to you though. So it was, Walmart Black Friday, their pre-Black Friday sales or whatever. They put up. There's different ones. There's like a Run DMC one. I think AC/DC. I think there's a Kiss one, and maybe in Metallica, which is what would be my Shut Up and Take My Money, where it's like the band and it looks like the stage from their tour and
like
whatever.
Master of Puppets
set up Funko Pops. Yeah, and it's got a Cliff Burton pop, which is the main reason I want the thing.
Understandable.
But also, it looks like actually as a drum kit, you can put Lars behind instead of him just standing there with his drumsticks, which is weird.
I mean, he loves his drumsticks.
So he does. I mean, I love him too. Ice cream with chocolate and that in the cone, then little chocolate down at the bottom of the cone. They're delicious.
Dude, they're not gonna lie. That little chocolate bathtub stopper is incredible.
Yep. I know. That's what they actually. I don't know if you've seen. Like they actually just sell the ends,
What?
basically.
You should never have told me that.
Oh, sorry. Pretend that I never say anything. Then there's your Shut Up and Take My Money.
Serious
for the
drumstick ends?
Yeah. I don't remember who made them. I saw them somewhere.
You gotta be shitting me.
Yeah, the one company put them out. Well, Drumstick put a cereal out apparently, but they're called Muddy Bites.
No wonder. God damn it! Wow, Muddy Bites, huh? Holy shit!
Muddy. Yep, just the ends, man. It looks like they're available maybe at Walmart and. Oh no, never mind. That's like a case of them through the website
right now.
Nope. I don't know for sure if they still make them, but they did. It looks like it.
Oh, Jesus. I should not have looked. Oh, boy, these look tasty.
This is for sure something. I love their like, bite-sized snacks, like my ass. Like if I get these, I'm pouring them all in my face
I'm taking
right
them all
now.
to the face. I have no restraint.
And fuck off with these white chocolate
Well,
ones.
if
Those
you
can go
go to
right to hell. Like
muddybites.com,
give
you
me.
can order whatever the fuck you want.
That's what I'm looking at. Like, give me milk chocolate or dark chocolate. Those white chocolate ones can fuck
Oh
right
my
off, though.
God. These look so tasty.
Yep.
Resealable bag. Yeah, okay, I'm
I
going to
bought a
open it
bag.
once and it's going to be gone.
There's no point. Yeah, that's right. What it should have is a strap on it, so I can fucking put it on
Oh, I thought you meant a rubber
feed bag.
dick.
Oh, well, I mean,
No,
whatever.
I
Whatever
need
you're
to,
into.
I need to find these kind of, hold on, reviews. Okay. Oh, I can't look at the reviews? Oh, I should not
No.
have looked at the nutritional guide.
Oh, yeah, there's no way they're any good for you.
Blend them into a shake. You
Why?
don't want chewing to slow you down, do you? Get these fuckers in your
Yeah,
face
that's a good point.
immediately.
Accurate.
Oh, love the taste and the carb count. I'm diabetic. They don't raise my glucose. Really?
What? How?
Maybe
They're
just
chocolate.
stupid.
Like, how does chocolate and carb not raise your blood
I
sugar
have no idea, man.
or your glucose? I'm pretty sure those are two things you're supposed to avoid when having, the beatus or keto,
yeah,
right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says, I love the low carb count. 22 grams of carbs per serving, you dumb bitch.
That is not low carb at all.
I mean, maybe it's as compared to the shit she normally eats.
Oh God, I hope not.
Oh, is it
Yikes.
2:30 pumpkin pie time already? I'm talking the whole pie. Like one of those
Right.
big,
You're
one of those
meaning
big ones that look from Costco. Looks like an off-road tire.
Yeah. She has an alarm set on her phone. That's the 2:30 a.m. pumpkin pie.
And just shoves a slice in her face.
Slice
Yeah,
nothing,
whole
whole pie.
Blend it into a shake.
It's healthy now.
Yeah, this is a shake. This is for my health, man.
I love how many people are using these, like, put it with your popcorn. And it's like, no, I'm just going to put them directly
exactly.
into my face.
I'm going to be nude on the couch because I'm in such a good mood from these muddy bites.
Right.
Oh, my God.
That's right.
I didn't know those were a thing, man.
Oh, man.
That was
Well,
like
I'm
someone
either
that's
happy or
like
sad I
loves
brought this to you.
cocaine. You're like, bro, have you tried crack? And they're like, what?
You ain't wrong.
Wait, hold,
You
I
ain't
don't
wrong.
have to get the
I don't
ice cream
remember
to get to
where
the
I
good part?
Right. Well, that's the thing. Is like, I like the ice cream, but that is for sure the best part.
Absolutely.
Like even when you get down to that part, you kind of you're like real careful to make sure you don't accidentally like crack into that beforehand. Like you try to eat every little bite up to it and leave that little piece.
Because that's like, I know you just had a meal of ice cream, but that's fucking dessert right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
All right, so I just typed in to see where they're available around us. This is weird, man. I don't know if this is accurate or not, but it shows like Menards, Fresh Market, Old Navy, Michael's.
You say,
yeah.
The only one that really throws me off here is Menards.
Menards has actually got a lot of like snack foods and stuff, so I'm not entirely shocked by
you
this.
got like Menards, and it's all these like clothing and normal stores. Seems strange to me.
Old Navy's got some candy up by the checkout, so I'm sure that's probably what it is.
Very like cutesy and fun, so it fits Old Navy's vibe. It doesn't fit Menards' vibe.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But I'm looking at this like, where can I get them? And I'm like, shit, Menards might be the closest place for me.
Muddy Bites legit sounds like a blues musician that maybe played the original Menards.
Or he was just a little aggressive, Like what? Like Muddy Bites isn't his real name. Oh, it's not? How do you get that name? Well, his name's Muddy. You get too close to him, you'll find
it's
out.
Still there.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Shit, I kind of want to go to Menards now. Not for anything else. I just want to go get some Muddy Bites.
If I can get some poor DoorDash person to bring me some. Some poor soul.
Yes. I'll mention them on Twitter and be like, you guys really need to, you really should follow us and send us some vittles so
Dude,
we can
that'd be
try them
great.
on the air.
We want to review your
By
Muddy
try,
Bites.
I mean
We want to blend them into a shake, as the website suggests.
a shake made of nothing but Muddy
Muddy
Bites and
Bites.
ice cream. At that point, yeah, we're just cramming drumsticks in there, I guess. I don't know. Do they not have a Twitter handle? Oh, there we go. Okay. I was going to say. Oh, wow. Their account apparently, well, the at Muddy Bites got suspended. I don't know if that was them or not.
That was a blues musician.
Well, yeah, probably too aggressive again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talking to the wrong people about their nudes. It's not a good scene.
I might have to just order them from Amazon or something. I don't know. Apparently somebody saw them in a Marshall's. So
weird.
I don't think there's really. Well, yeah, there is a Marshall's around here. All right.
Anyway, enough about the Muddy Bites. I am on a mission though to find them.
There's that. Yeah, if you find them, we may have to do a video, my friend. Since you've not had them, I feel we should totally do a reaction video because I haven't had them in a long time. Are we gonna blend them into a shake? I don't even remember. Well, obviously, no.
We almost have to at this point.
I kind of feel like you're right. Wow, it doesn't look like they have a Twitter presence.
I mean, you know,
unless they were the account that got suspended. Maybe they got suspended because of the old Elon Musk thing. Right. Yeah, their mascot has a website or has a Twitter presence apparently, but it's not very much of one. So
all their mascot does is just eat ass. Because Muddy Bites.
Oh my!
I'm tired.
That's terrifying. Yep. What? Oh man! Apparently there was some site giving away free Muddy Bites and we missed out on them. Yeah. Anyway,
Muddy Bites is going to become the new bugbear.
Muddy Bites. All right. Jeez. All right. Well, there you go. Go find yourself some Muddy Bites if you can, and tag us in the pictures on Instagram or Twitter if you get some. I would say if it's on Instagram, tag them also because they're at Muddy Bites on Twitter or Instagram. But
wait, what are they posting?
What? Oh, pictures of Muddy Bites. What do you think they're posting?
Hold on. Not buyers, fat fingers.
Apparently, this company also makes something called Dream Pops. Wait, this says plant-based. Never mind, I'm out. Right on. Oh, Dream Pops is maybe another company. Okay, I thought it was the same company.
Let's see here. Okay.
Yeah, contest. So, damn, we missed a chance. We did miss a chance to win some free Muddy Bites.
I'm sad. I was in high school. Okay, so their Instagram's pretty lame. I'll be honest. No.
Yeah, it's not great.
Sensitive content.
No.
Ooh. I can't.
Nudes.
Are they trying to? Oh, assholes.
I don't know.
Right, I gotta get off the Muddy Bites thing.
Moving on. All right, head on over to saltylanguage.com. Check out all the links, the past episodes, all that stuff. You can find the link to the network that we're part of, which is the Tangent Bound Network, and can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. If you're looking for a network for your podcast or your new show, hit them up for some, potentially some help and to join our network. If you happen to talk to Mark, tell him to send us some Muddy Bites.
I did hear if you join the Tangent Bound Network, you get Muddy Bites as like a welcoming gift.
What?
Isn't that right, Mark?
What? We didn't get any. I feel like we're owed, back
with interest.
Muddy Bites as well. Yeah. We definitely have interest in them.
I'm very interested.
Yes. All right. If you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter as long as it lasts and Instagram at Stunami.
I mean, I guess I'm on Twitter, but I'm really not. But that's how I found the snowplow thing, so whatever. But just find me on Instagram at the Monotony. In theory, I'm on Twitch TV, All the Beers Pod. Check that out. We're Salty Language on Patreon. Big fan. Thank you.
Yeah.
Much love
Mhm.
to our Patreon people. If you want to join, it's pretty cheap.
Yes.
It's like $3 a month or more if you're
Yeah.
feeling generous.
Help me get
Exactly.
that
If you
Metallica
like
box
your
set.
boys, throw us a bone or don't, whatever. But there's
Mhm.
content there. Brian's got a side
Yeah.
gig. Brian, crazy,
Yeah.
crazy
I've heard I
life.
do.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. Yeah. It's me and our sometimes Phil and Mike Heno and our friend Jen talking about mental health and all sorts of stuff like that. Just trying to be better people and our struggles and wins along the way. If you're into that, check us out at the Crazy Life. Uh, wherever you get your fine podcasts such as this one.
Tangible Network.
Yeah, that too. We're part of that too.
You
Yep.
you got double Muddy Bite interest coming in, bud.
You're right. I didn't think about that. Yeah. He should just go ahead and send me Heno
I
and
mean,
Jen share
you
as
so you can
well.
distribute them properly. He might not
Sure.
have their address.
Yeah. All right. Well, our word for this week is the, the
Commode.
name of this is fantastic. No, it's not commode, but it sounds like it has something to do with, commode. It's cacafuego.
Whoa, hot cock.
Hot caca. No. And it actually, the original definition thing I have for it says it means braggart, is Spanish in origin, literally translating as shit fire. It was the nickname of a ship captured by the pirate Sir Francis Drake, who was presumably the braggart referenced by the word.
Wow, cacafuego. I mean,
Cacafuego, which literally translates to
I kind
shit
of like
fire.
that. That's a fun one.
Yeah,
Too bad I don't have.
yeah.
I have a gamer tag I love.
Yeah, Cacafuego would be great for a gamer tag. I kind of want to. I'm gonna go join Mastodon now and
The band.
do it. Dude, I can't. There, it's one of these like supposed Twitter replacements, and I just every time somebody mentions Mastodon, all I can think of is the band. I
I don't even
cannot
know what
think
it
of
is.
it as anything else. It's like Twitter is all it is basically. It's just where some people are, starting accounts up just in case,
Just in case Twitter
the band playing is real.
decentralized social media. Huh? You know what the problem with Mastodon is it's extinct. Oh, sick burn.
Boom. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like I don't really want to sign up for another
Yeah.
social media network if I'm going to. I mean, I feel like, you want me to go sign up for TikTok,
Just
so
have some fun and we'll look at some titties. You'll be all right.
Well, that's why I
Oh
went
yeah.
back to Tumblr. Duh. No, I really haven't. I mean, my account is active on Tumblr, and I look at it maybe
Yeah,
once a
fair enough.
week. And that's about it at this point. If I see people really moving towards Tumblr, I might, go back to looking at it. But
I
it's
mean,
like I don't.
not gonna lie, if like I woke up tomorrow and there's like, hey, Twitter's got 48 hours and it's done. The only thing I'll
Yeah,
miss is the group chat we have going in there right now with our boys,
which we
which we
could
could start
somewhere
anywhere
else.
else.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that sucks. Like for me, is over all the years I've been on Twitter, is I've made some like good type friends on Twitter, and I've made some like casual friends. But what really sucks is some of those friends, that's the only platform I
Yeah,
talk to them on. So it's like you almost have to go through you know your DMs or your group chats and be like, oh shit, this is somebody I might want to talk. Hey, are you on Insta or something else so that we can, if Twitter does shit the bed, that we've got,
Cacafuego.
an option. Yeah, which kind of sucks because there are a couple people like that where I've talked to them for like 10 years or whatever. And I'm like, shit, if they go, if Twitter goes dark, it's like I don't have anywhere else to talk to them. That kind of would suck. So I've been messaging a few people
I
for
need
that
your
reason.
email, bare
Like,
minimum.
hey, like I really don't think Twitter's going to completely go under.
Right.
But I keep reading a lot of like things that people are posting that basically doesn't sound good for it. And not because like Musk's policies are just stupid, but because like he's literally firing people that keep the
Right.
machine moving, you know? Like he's literally taking the tires off the car. You know, like it still will run, but how you're not going to go anywhere with it. And it's, you know, that's the stuff that's a little more like there might be some truth. I guess what do you call it? The 2-tier authentication. If you have that, this is something people would need to fact check,
Fair
but
enough.
I read from various people that if you have that and you log out, that basically the 2-tier authentication doesn't work anymore. So you cannot log
Oh,
back in
lovely.
because the thing will not kick out that second authentication part. So if you're a person listening and you do have that, you might, from what I've read, tech people have kind of suggested people turning that off, but verify it first because you want to make sure that some asshole who's looking to just score easy
Right.
accounts isn't spreading a rumor,
Oh,
you
that's
know?
fascinating.
Like me, if you turn it off, I'll hack
I
your
mean,
account
hack the
immediately.
planet. Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
I don't know, man. It's a real shit show, but some of the stuff is kind of funny, like people impersonating things, but it's also kind of not because I feel like it's tanking the product. And, I've been with Twitter for so long. It's like, I kind of feel
Right.
attached to it. Like I feel like if it's a sinking ship, I might as well join the band,
Yeah, that's fair.
like that's kind of how I feel about it. Like I'm not going to leave it unless it really
Like, I'm not
dies,
gonna lie, if they just in a month were like, you know what, all social media is just gone. I'd have to,
Yeah.
if they gave you the obligatory in the next week, so you can make your contact with people, and
Yeah.
I don't think I would miss the socials at
I
all.
yeah, I wouldn't have as much of a problem as long as that, because there are people I would still like to be able to
Oh
keep
yeah, for sure.
contact with. Otherwise, it's like
Yeah, I
meh,
mean, I
you know.
have, same. I've got friends that I'm on the internets and social medias that I don't have their phone number. I mean, some
Right,
of them I do, but most of them I don't.
right. Well, that's the thing. Is like it feels kind of weird asking for somebody's phone number that you only know
Yeah,
from the internet. To me, anyway, right? Because it's like unless you've been like friends with them for a long time. And I do have phone numbers of a few people from like Twitter and stuff. But it's like a lot of it is, I'd feel kind of weird asking for that because, part of social media, especially Twitter, was you could still remain a
right,
little anonymous, you know. So it's a little different, plus, you get somebody's phone number, you can start finding out a lot of stuff
right,
about
for
them,
sure.
So I learned that when I hacked a catfish, or not hacked, but found a catfish, I should say, because once I used their phone number, there was a lot of things attached to the phone number that I didn't expect to
Oh,
find.
that's fun.
So
Huh.
yeah, well, I mean, it's not hard to find addresses because you can get full name of the people who have that phone number. And I mean, I've watched the show Catfish, and that's literally one of the first things they do is type in a
Right.
phone number. You know, so
Anywho,
anyway, so there you go. Once again, the word was I forgot because I closed the
Cacafuego.
window. It's wait, there we go. Yeah. I've been starting to put it in the show notes. That way I can look to see if somewhere I'm like, have we done this one? I can quickly look, because it was either that or I keep like a Google Doc of all the words, and that just seems
Cacafuego should be a
silly.
luchador.
So, can his finisher be the hot dump
Yes,
or
yeah,
something
for
like
sure.
that?
The pray and spray. Yeah,
Oh
you're
my,
having a bad night.
oh, man! Like it's like the amazing part is not his wrestling moves. On every match, his finishing move is he just sprays with this diarrhea everywhere, and he does
Every
it
night.
every
He's a
night.
fucking animal.
That dude either guy's got to
One of
have
them,
some terrible
or the
intestines going on
best.
right now. We're the best. I don't know, but it's impressive. All right. Well, with that, have a beer, you'll be fine. Or don't if you're Tony. Have a
Yeah,
sugar-free
have a
root beer, you'll
boring
be fine.
ass fucking. God, I suck. I mean, stay salty.
Fair enough.